Hi, hello, welcome in. Congrats on getting first emoji. Congrats on getting second cat. How are you all doing? Thank you for the hydration check, cat, as well. I don't know today yet. Excuse me, sorry. I've been enjoying the game. Sorry for being late. I got caught up working more on the Return to Die video, which is what another instance of me biting off more than I can chew. Do you know? Actually, let me check really quickly. Let me just tell you guys about this. Weirdly hyper good. Okay, well that's good still. Thank you for the jacket redeem as well. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying the game. Let me just see what I've got done on this one so far. Because this was supposed to be a short normal video, but in terms of gameplay alone, how much background gameplay have I ever recorded? Let's see. We've got about 35 minutes from chapter 1, part 1. Hold on. Where's my pen? 35 minutes plus another I honestly think that this one's gonna be one of my better videos. I'm really happy with it. I put in a lot of work. So we got that's another 80 minutes. I should have checked this before stream, but again, have been kind of crunching it. I was basically today I had to go take or help my dad get a vehicle from the city. So I woke up early to do that. And then oh shit, that's another 100. There's a lot. It's not even death games in general. I think it's just Your Turn to Die is a really interesting one to talk about, and it wasn't supposed to be that much from the city. Yeah, I had to drive up to the city. There's sometimes it's just the way it goes. Okay, so this is wow. I got almost the exact same amount of gameplay from both parts of chapter 2. Um Also, yeah, I was almost ready to go live. I had almost everything ready to go, and then I text from my mom telling me about uh, how she saw a TikTok about a classmate of mine from high school who fell out of a plane a couple of years ago. Like the air traffic controller conversation about it, and I was just like, okay, well now I need to know what the fuck is going on with that. And it turns out that it's just, I don't know, people are absurd. I don't know why you would make content out of that. I hope that his family doesn't see it because yeah, he was a pilot in, I think it's North Carolina, and a couple years back, no, like he just fell out of the plane. Like it was a small plane. I think it was doing skydiving trips or something like that. And he just like fell out the back of it or something. And so I was checking that and then doom scrolling the comments to see how unhinged people are, which should not have done, but whatever. Anyways, so I was just counting this up real quick because I have it all in separate gameplay folders because otherwise, as you might understand, this would get really useless. So I have 35 minutes from chapter 1, part 1, 80 from chapter 1, part 2, 130 minutes from chapter 2, part 1 and part 2 each. And then haven't finished getting all my footage for chapter 3 yet, but that puts us at, what is that? 260, 340, 375, 445, 485, 485 minutes of footage from the, how many hours is that actually? That's 8 hours. No, that can't be right. 45 divided by 60. Oh, that is 8 hours. Whoops. No, that's not edited down. That's like what I have is I have a bunch of notebook, or I have a bunch of pages in my notebook that I've just written down all the scenes that I want to have for the video. And I've just bounced around through all of those. But that's not even including how much audio did I record? Like just for my own audio. I think it was about 2 hours of audio, but that got cut down to like an hour and a half for raw audio, and then it's been sort of going up because some cutscenes and stuff. Oh, that's what that was. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. It does cut through it a lot. Part of it is that like the difficulty with any of these videos, like, it's one thing if I was making a video about Danganronpa, because if you've played it, you're probably like, if you haven't played it, you're probably not going to, and I'm not going to be the one who's like revealing the existence of this game if you're clicking on a video about it. But like, especially after Inescapable, like that's why with the Buried Stars video, the idea behind that one was all very like show you enough to make you engaged and interested in what's interesting about this game, but not so much that you don't want to go play it. And so for this one, the difficulty has also been kind of the same idea of like, I should probably start the game so there's something in the background while I'm rambling. And yeah, it's really difficult to speed through. That's been the real problem so far, because I've had Puppo helping me out. The real challenge for it so far has been not just that there's a lot of footage that you have to get, but that the important lines are just kind of like interspersed in the middle of other random dialogue. Yeah, chapter 2, well, we're just going to have, it's more for music. It's not going to be doing anything quite yet, I guess, but because I want to give people a chance to sort of trickle in, because I know I started late. But yeah, it's very says B Road. Oh, nice. I hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, so like I want to show enough of the return to die, and it's like specifically being cut up in such a way that it's not going to be like that. If you've played the game, you know what I'm doing. You know that I'm like moving some things around, that I'm kind of shifting things, that like it's not just a straightforward recap of the game. But if you haven't played the game before, you're not going to realize what I'm making a change on. Sorry, let me just... I'm just so... One of the things that's a little bit disappointing about making the videos that I make is that it's so much harder to get people engaged when you're talking about something positively. People like negative stuff. That's why the Inescapable one did well. That's actually the most viewed video. That happened yesterday. My mom actually texted me about that too. The Inescapable video has become the most viewed video on the channel, which has surpassed the survivorship bias video from fully December 2022, which incidentally are my shortest and longest video essays in the top 2 spots. My audience wants me for either 10 minutes or 3 hours and nothing in between. But yeah, I'm glad that you like it. Buried Stars is really, really fun. It can be hard to sell people on things when it's being positive about it, which is kind of why with the last one I did like nobody's learned from Overwatch's original sin as a topic, because I wanted to see if that maybe worked better than being like, I like this game, but it has a flaw. But yeah, it's very much so like there's big segments of it that are cut out that never make an appearance. Like, I'm trying to think of what's a good example of it that doesn't give anything away. Like the 4 sheets, I don't mention those, I think, once really until the I think chapter 2 part 2, when that is not when those come up. Yeah, you need a dramatic tagline, and it also needs to be a game that people are going to care about to begin with. And Buried Stars, it's a hard sell because it doesn't have an English dub, it doesn't have any of that, and it isn't from a big franchise, it isn't from a big developer, which is just hard. And it makes me so sad that I don't think they're getting their follow-up game. I feel like we looked this up while we were streaming it. Line Games, I think, is the one. Wait, no, Line Games, I think, is the publisher. I don't think they're the developer. Was it Team Largo that was the publisher? Hold on, let me figure that out. But yeah, I am really glad you're liking it. I think it's such a... Everything about the game is just really, really good. Hi, Carrie. Welcome in. Also, I guess we should probably just start. I'm probably procrastinating too much. Studio... I can't remember which one's the producer and which one is the publisher, or developer and publisher, but... But yeah, no, I really, really like Buried Stars, and it makes me happy that people watched that video and then went and played it. I'm doing good. I'm still a little bit stressed out. The Your Turn to Die video... Also, okay. I will say part of the thing with Your Turn to Die, if you were here for any of the streams of it, you know that I get scared by fucking everything so easily. Wait, So, if you know anything about Your Turn to Die, you know there's some hallucinations. You know that there's some mental BDs, some mental breakdowns. No. I have no problem with people bringing up other games, especially when it's one that like I've played before. But yeah, somebody left a comment on the Virtue's Last Reward streams actually a while ago, actually a couple days ago, and they said something like, wow, finally Viv gets jump scared. I'm like, how do you mean finally? I'm jump scared constantly. I'm jump scared in like normal games by a sound alert going off. Yeah, like what do you mean finally? Oh no, they said at long last Viv gets jump scared 3 days ago, and I was like, I think that. Hi Trevor. No, you didn't miss anything. Don't worry. I've just been rambling about stuff. But yeah, I just there's so many things about Your Turn to Die that are like very, very good, but also it just has enough like little jump scares. Hi Max. Enough little like boo and Sarah's mental illness and the hallucinations. Like Hallucination Joe has been haunting me for the last 6 months. Like I'm terrified of the red hands coming out of fucking everywhere. I don't like it. My brain doesn't work well with being scared. I'm the most high strung person I know. One time when I was in high school, someone like put their hands on my shoulders, like leaning over to look at something I was doing, and they like recoiled and they were like, "How you're so fucking tense." Yeah, valid, Trevor. No, I mean, I got through it with Your Turn to Die, and I don't mind it. And it's partially some exposure therapy is kind of working. It did really help because I sent the picture of hallucination, the main hallucination, I guess we'll say, to my mom also. My mom is making a lot of featured appearances here, but I sent it to my mom because she was like, "Why would you ever play a horror game? That's not your thing." And I said, but yeah, having this guy pop up on my preview when my clips decide to reorganize themselves is not my favorite 2 a.m. experience because I can't really edit the video then. Like I stopped editing. I mean, also Chapter 2. Chapter 2 was a bad section to try and edit at night because it's a lot of that. But then my mom said, "Whoa, it's King Charles." They saw that fucking weird portrait that he got done where he looks like that. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Now it's not scary anymore. I do think Your Turn to Die is worth it. And like the horror stuff is very minimal. It's literally just like creepypasta level horror shit. Like I say horror, but like this is the person who gets jump scared by his own sound alerts being too loud. So like, let's all, I don't know. But there's also something about that art style that really fucks with me. Like the, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than like creepypasta art style or like, and I mean that as a compliment. It looks really nice. Your Turn to Die's art style is very pretty, but like the way it does jump scares and stuff like that does give me that kind of vibe. And that shit, I've just always been weirdly bad at it.
この洋館が立っている場所って火山なの？
そうらしいよ。まあ、うちもリーダーから聞いただけなんだけどね。
Downtown.
どうしてわざわざそんな島に本部を？
Because where else are we gonna solve the murder? Yeah, creepypasta. Like, I don't know. It's really, really good. I love it so much.
では、その隠れ家へと潜入し、研究棟の職員らを殺した者は相当な手だれということか。油断ならんのである。もしくは。
Yeah, I'm very excited for this video. I will say, yeah, it is literally an RPG Maker horror vibe. That's also it literally that. Oh my god, who died in here? What is that sticking out of the door? We pass through the open door and enter the room. Apart from the lack of a fireplace, its layout is identical to the living room on the first floor. It seemed empty, so it was glossed over during yesterday's sweep, but upon closer inspection, it's obviously bizarre compared to the others. I feel like something good or something bad's not gonna happen. I mean, last stream we only went for like a couple hours because I was really out of it last week. Yeah, we went for like 2. I think it was one of the shortest streams I've done in a hot minute. Given the size of this room, it's hard to imagine it be suitable for anything other than meetings. What purpose could it normally serve? I feel like this room's gonna tip over, right? that's gonna be like the trick of it.
しかもなぜかこの扉だけ取っ手と壁がロープで結びつけられているね。何の目的があるのかな。
閉じられないように固定されているとか、何か仕掛けがあるのかもしれないね。
I'm growing more and more confused, and on top of it all, the room had another stark difference that set it apart from the rest. Is it dusty?
文学ちゃん大丈夫？
Or is it just
なのこ
cold?
の部屋、ちょっと寒すぎなんですけど。
そうだね。風が吹き込みやすくなってるのかな。
特に足がやばい。床に穴でも開いてるんじゃないの？
She's right. It feels like there's wind circulating around my feet. This room is drafty and the man is at a high altitude. That would explain why it's especially cold in here. If we investigate in these conditions for too long, it might end up affecting our health.
ひやくん、どうしたの？大丈夫？
Yeah, guys, Dolfo looks anxious. We should maybe leave the fucking room.
この部屋に入ってから。
The one who has a negative reaction and is able to sense danger. Maybe we should finally fucking pay attention to that. I don't know, maybe. Dolfo's face is losing its color. He looks even paler than back when we were attacked by that black machine. Guys, can you please leave the room?
魔界さん、確か下に薪ストーブ
Oh
が
no,
ありましたよ。
let's make a home in here. Let's get all cozy.
運んできませんか？
それは明暗だな。この寒さでは調査などままならない。すぐに持ってこよう。
賛成。つうか無理。この寒さでなんで扉開けっぱなしにしてんの？この洋館を管理してる人はバカなの？
よし、我に任せろ。
Oh, armor. What's about to happen to you? Oh, I don't think that was a good idea. He sliced the rope. His cutting edge is as impressive as always. Just what is that armor made of? Wait, what's the button for the log? There we go. Presses the west-facing door, brings his hand down on the rope. I think I get the sneaking suspicion, just like the suggestion of an idea that things are about to get bad. Also, I'm just gonna snooze the ad so it doesn't run right now because I get the feeling that sometime in the next 5 minutes it might be important.
よし、これで扉を閉じられるのである。少しは寒さもマシになるであろう。
If this isn't a trap, I will be genuinely shocked. Armor makes his triumphant proclamation and then begins to close the door. But not one moment later. Uh-oh. Guys. Dolfo sprinting towards armor, armor tilting his head, the door creaking shut. I see it all in slow motion as sparks explode in my mind. And then, right before my eyes... Uh-oh. Dolfo is pierced by a bed of slender spikes. Crumbles limply to the ground, blood dripping from his mouth like an open faucet. Once again, I'm forced to watch as I lose yet another friend. Snap back into focus to see Dolfo standing in front of me, unharmed.
無能くん。
Dolfo safe and sound. What was that? What's going on? What did I just see?
エンドシーイングで悲劇を予知したんだ。早く悲劇くんを助けろ。
デニモ。
バトくん。
Not good. Dazed, I dart across the floor and shove Dolfo. Dolfo and I topple to the ground, and the very next moment... Where did we push Dolfo to from where we were standing that we didn't just push him into the spikes? If I hadn't pushed him, Dolfo would have been impaled the way I had just witnessed. That was a close call. Too close.
何事なのだ。我が扉を閉じた瞬間。
Also, where are you standing that you didn't get spiked? Like, I know your armor probably would protect you, but like, are you just sitting on top of him?
扉を閉じちゃダメだったってことじゃない？さっさと扉を開けて脱出
Please
しよう
don't
よ。
open the other door. Guys.
すまない。それがいくら開けようとしても扉が開かないのだ。
Armor frantically twists the handle on the east side of the room, but to no avail. Our situation is getting more dire by the second.
一本だけじゃないよ。外側からどんどん針が飛び出してきてる。
Dolphus right. Spikes are bursting up in ranks from the western side of the room. At this rate, we'll soon run out of space and that'll be the end of us. We have to do something, but what?
ホームズさんどうすればいいんですか。このままじゃ僕たち殲滅しちゃいますよ。
Hi, Yanni. How are you?
テンパりすぎだワト君。私との会話に気づかれるぞ。
They have bigger issues. Oh, thank you for the follow, Yanni. Welcome in. I think they have bigger problems, though, than thinking that we're being
そん
hallucinated.
なこと
Or
言って
that
る
we're
場合です
hallucinating.
か。生きるか死
I
ぬか
can't
の
speak
瀬戸
words
際
are
なの
hard.
に。
瀬戸際だからこそ落ち着けと言っているんだ。
Holmes draws her face so close to mine that our noses nearly touch, shocking me into silence as she continues speaking.
ここで冷静さを欠けば悲劇は避けられる。魔界探偵をよく見ているといいぞ。
Oh no, what's happening? Despite the rest of us panicking, Mystic and Bookworm remain calm and collected.
文、先ほどまでと比べて部屋にどのような変化が生じている？
床板に針が飛び出てくるための穴ができていますね。おそらくこの部屋の肌寒さはこの穴が原因なのでしょう。
Interesting.
少女は観察結果を口にする。
なるほど。つまりシャンデリアの罠と同様に一度起動すれば終わりではなく何度でも繰り返し起動するタイプの罠か。
Oh yeah, wait, I can't see
ならば
the holes in the carpet
中央
over on the
の
right
壁
side,
に
I
施さ
feel
れた
like.
仕掛けにも
I don't, or maybe it's just a
意味
weird
が
texture in the
生じている
carpet.
な。
Mystic takes Bookworm by the hand and starts giving us orders.
文、それに他の者たちも
Yeah,
中央の机と椅子の上に乗るんだ。
there aren't any holes in any of those. Although, I don't know if that's actually a good
でも
idea.
中央に行ったらすぐに針が来ちゃいますよ。
私を信じろ。必ず全員助かる。
Sure. We all exchange glances before making up our minds. We figure out what else is there to do. Per Mystic's orders, we scramble to climb the chairs, huddling together on the narrow table. Spikes spread out from the floor at a rapid pace, steadily heading our way. This won't work. The table and chairs aren't enough to stop that kind of momentum. We're all about to get skewered.
とても見てられない。
Unable to take it, I close my eyes, but then...
恐怖するのはいい。だが、目を背けるな。
Mystic Detective speaks from beside me and my eyes shoot open.
死を恐れないのは無謀だ。だが、死の恐怖から目を背
Okay,
ける
well, we're gonna die,
何よりも
so
無意だ。
leave me alone.
無能探偵。真の探偵を志すのならば、死の恐怖と向き合った上で、なお前に踏み出せ。探偵とは常に死の恐
I
怖を
mean,
超えてい
based on
か
the
なきゃ
height
な
of
ら
the
ないものだ。
spikes, if we stand on the chairs, maybe we at least get a chance of only getting impaled up to like the shin.
超える。
真実とは
Honestly, they're all that dramatic,
死の
I
恐
think.
怖
I don't know
を超え
if
てこそ
any of them get away
見
with
極
it.
められる。さあ、しっかりと見ているんだ。
Also, these spikes are really taking their time getting to the fucking table, huh? Like, this is not going very fast. My body instinctively lurches towards the exit on the eastern end of the room. Visions of yesterday's victims flash spontaneously in my mind. People die. Everyone does, no matter how heroic they are or how storied and accomplished. I'd never been made to confront this obvious truth before. I'd go so far as to say no one living a normal life truly understands it. How can they? It just goes to show how little ordinary people have to deal with human mortality. Yeah, normal people don't experience death around
も
them.
う針がこっちまで来るじゃん。遺言書いとこうかな。
縁起でもないことを言うのはよせ、渋谷殿。安心しろ。もしこの机が針に耐えられずとも、我がみんなの盾となる。
Okay, well, good luck with that armor.
大丈夫だよ。脅威の気配は感じられない。大丈夫。きっと大丈夫。
Around me, everyone voices their concerns. Yeah, here's discuss every hassle. That's so true. We could all be impaled in a matter of moments. Even after all the carnage these detectives have seen, it's only natural for them to be afraid. Look, what you need to do is stand as close to the middle of the table as possible, have armor stand right near the very edge of the table, so that if it's gonna start impaling people, we learn immediately A, if that's the case, and B, if his armor can protect us. Because if it can, then we just make him lie down flat on the table, and we all climb on top of him, and then we're good. Yeah, exactly. That should work. And yet no one tries to flee. To fucking where? They all have the courage they need to overcome their fears. I want to be brave like all the others, but I have to find this courage on my own. Okay. I dig my nails in and will my legs to stop shaking and turn toward Mystic and speak in a clear voice.
赤井さん、さっきはおじけついてごめんなさい。もう目をつぶったりしま
Yeah,
せん。
like, why are they saying that, like, oh, he had a choice to run away, but he didn't?
恐
Like,
怖と
no,
向き
bitch.
合います。
His choice is this or
い
dying.
い目になったな。ホームズのやつが気に入るのもよくわかる。だが、本当に恐ろしいのはここからだ。最後まで決して目をそらすなよ。
はい。
The cold, lifeless spikes stand right before us. The next place they strike will be right through the table, skewering us along with it. But at that moment, the inexplicable occurs.
針がテーブルを避けた。
I mean,
マジ？
that's why they would be bolted into place.
なんかの魔法？
So you don't move them around and fuck with the spikes. Everything in the room is locked pretty solidly.
誠に魔術の使い手であったのか。魔界殿、針よけの
I
秘
mean,
術を
yeah, to be fair, I
我に教えてくれ。
Watto is also not coming into this as like
そ
an
んな
expert
わ
like
け
the
な
rest
い
of
でしょ
them.
う。常識で考えてください。と、少女は頭の悪い探偵たちに苛立ちつつ言った。
Do, do, do. As they banter, the spikes continue piercing up in every spot except the tables and chairs, or the table and chairs. Okay. This room didn't look that big. In a few minutes, the entire room is crowded with spikes, the only exception being where we currently sit. These chairs and this table are the only safe zone. I shudder as I recall how we almost ran to the corners of the room. I mean, I would assume that the spikes just retract once it's done. Because, like, why would they stay up? Yeah, like, you'd have to have basically an entire false floor underneath this so that you could get away with having all these spikes. It's a miracle we made it out. Only question I have is, how did he know where to go? I
無
mean,
能探偵、どうして安全地帯を見抜けたのか。
I feel like it's not that hard to guess that this is kind of your only option.
それはその。
I haven't the slightest idea. Doleful noticed how hard I'm struggling to answer and whispers into my ear.
冷静になれば簡単なヒントだったよ。家具がないことが最大のヒントだったんだ。
Oh yeah, we could have just sat in the
家
windowsill.
具がないことが。それはどうして。
一度罠が起動すれば針で埋め尽くされる部屋に家具を置いていたらどうなると思う？
全部壊れると思う。あの罠の針は相当勢いが強かったから。
Also, why were we able to sense the danger in that way, but not Doleful? Because Doleful's never
だから
died to
家
the
具が全
danger.
然なかったのか。でもそれなら部屋に残っていたテーブルと椅子って。
Yeah, like the windowsill is pretty deep. You could sit several people in there if you had
逆
to
に
for
言えば
this.
部屋に残されたテーブルと椅子には罠が起動しても壊れない理由があるはずなんだよ。そしてこのテーブルと椅子はボルトで固定されていた。つまり重要なのはこの位置にテーブルと椅子があることだったんだ。
つまりこのテーブルと椅子のある場所からは危険な針が飛び出してくることはない。
I guess? Maybe?
見
I don't
事
know.
だ、飛脚探偵。彼の言う通り、冷静になれば決して難しい問題じゃないだろう。だが多くの者は死の恐怖に惑わされ、部屋の隅へと逃げてしまう。そうなれば逃げることもできずに、ゆっくりと串刺し刑の執行を待つしかない。
何それやば。この洋館を設計したやつ絶対に性格悪いじゃん。
魔界殿が素早く見抜いてくれて助かったのである。心から感謝するぞ、魔界殿。
気にするな。同志の命を救うのは当然だろう。 だがこれだけは覚えておいてくれ。人間の恐怖心はいつだって真実をぼやかしてしまう。私もかつて恐怖心にとらわれ大きな失敗を犯した。だからこそ今では超自然的なオカルトじみた事件にも立ち向かえるよう知識を磨いている。一見打開できない状況にも必ず巧妙は指す。探偵にとって何より大切なのは恐怖に抗い真実を追求しようとする意志なのだ。
In time, the spikes recede into their cavities beneath the floor, and the room returns to how it was before. It looks as though nothing happened at all. No one would believe me if I told them there were spikes ready to burst from the floor.
みんな本当にすまなかったのである。
He's like, I'm so sorry I tried to kill us all.
もうこのバカ野郎、マジで軽率な行動は控えてよね。
Oh, computer stuff is breaking a little bit. We'll see if it
まあ
recovers.
まあ、
武装君は僕たちの身を案じて扉を閉じてくれたわけだし、その辺にしておこうよ。
あんたら男衆が甘いからこのバカはつけ上がるんだよ。ちゃんと面倒見てよね。
シュン。
Oh. Poor Armor. He's just a little bit stupid. The three of us stand in a row before the peeved off downtown, heads bowed in apology. You know what? There's only so much you
バ
can do.
カばっかりと少女は蔑みの目を男
Oh,
たちに
bookworm.
向ける。
そう言うな。あれだけの死の脅威を肌身に感じた後でもいつものように会話ができることは素晴らしい才能だ。ホームズも大変な置き土産を残してくれたものだよ。まったく。
We use our D-pads to notify the other detectives about the trap in the second floor living room. Also, per downtown suggestion, we rigged the door so it'll stay open on its own. I mean, it was already rigged to stay open on its own, you guys. Guys.
床を掘ってどうするの？
この穴に木のブロックを埋め込んでつっかえ棒にすんの。こうすればドアが引っかかっ
Oh
て
yeah, they cut the
閉じな
rope,
いっしょ。
but I'm saying like, maybe if we hadn't just broken that thing, this shoves a chunk of wood armor shaved into a cube into the hole. Part of the block juts out of it, preventing the door from shutting. It's pretty sturdy so long as it stays put. Even a strong shove wouldn't close the door. This should help keep things safe.
なるほど。ロープで固定するよりも簡単で、ほどけることもなくて安全だね。
I mean, I wouldn't say it's more simple or more reliable. Oh. Okay, thanks, computer.
いい感じっしょ。うちの実家チビたちが多くてさ、ぶつかって怪我しないようこうやってドアを開きっぱなしにしてたの。おかげでプライバシーがなくて最悪だったわ。
I just...
子供はドアノブで怪我をしがちだからな。いい工夫だと思うぞ。
You never know what life experiences may come in handy. We ensure the door won't close and set off the trap, and then we leave the room behind. After we finish setting up the surveillance cameras, we decide to have dinner in the dining room. And then there were more spikes. Once again, we gather around the refectory table? Is it the fuck is a refectory table? What? Oh! Apparently refectory is a word for a dining room. Yeah, we did text everyone about the room full of spikes on the D-pad, didn't you remember? Techie, the man of the hour, takes the seat of honor. His PC is connected to his tablet as he clatters away on the keyboard. He appears to be setting things up so that all the cameras can be monitored from the tablet. My curiosity gets the best of me, so I go over to see what he's doing.
どう？監視カメラはうまく機能しそう？
ええ、すでにエントランスホールのカメラは起動していますよ。ほら、この通り。
Techie takes his tablet off the table and shows it to me. There on display is the entrance hall, the manor's sole means of entry and exit. And Barry's like, yeah, I've had that for a while. We've talked about this. This is Fossil's idea. And I think it's just funny, so I keep leaving it there. with this, we should be able to prevent the culprit from sneaking out of here.
へえ、大したもんだな。あんたなら本部まで届く通信機でも作れるんじゃねえのか？
Oh, rowdy.
それはさすがに。スマホの録画機能と探偵デバイスにも使われている通信システムを組み合わせただけですから、大したものじゃありませんよ。
謙遜しちゃって。お姉さんじゃ監視カメラどころかインスタントカメラも作れないわよ。インスタントラーメンなら大得意だ
I
け
mean,
ど
the game
ね。
doesn't have to have MPreg.
姉さんこそよく言うぜ。インスタントラーメンが得意ってやつの作る料理か？このテーブルのごちそうがよ。
Rowdy's right. While there are fewer dishes than last night, everything is brand new and they all look delicious. The crystal clear soup in particular is exquisite with its flavorful seafood stock.
このスープ、魚介の風味が強くて、具の魚も舌の上でホロホロとほぐれて感動的な美味しさです。材料も
Yeah,
調味料も
you've
限られているの
cracked
に
code.
すごいですね。
あらあら、そこまで褒められると恥ずかしくなっちゃうわね。でも本当に簡単な料理なのよ。冷凍のお魚は冷
One day
蔵
I'll
庫
make
に
that a
たく
donathon
さん入っ
goal.
ていたから、それをゆっくりと時間をかけて煮込んだだけ。
I don't know what
美味しい
impact it would have on
料理
my
のコツ
channel
は
if I made an
材
MPreg
料にこだ
video
わる
as
こと
it.
よ
I
り
don't
も
think it'd be
焦
positive.
らず丁寧に手間暇をかけてあげることなの。操作と同じでね。だからみんなも隠し通路が見つからなかったからって焦っちゃダメよ。
Aw.
手間暇かけた美味しいスープも焦って強火で煮込んじゃったら風味が台無しだからね。
いやー、こんなディナーが毎晩食べれるなら、あと 2,3 日は閉じ込められてても全然いいかな。
Downtown, you're gonna get murdered. Probably by him.
俺も同感。人もいっぱいで賑やかだし、楽しい旅行にでも来た気分だよ。
Oh, everybody's gonna die.
不謹慎ですわよ、2人とも。特に渋谷さんは今日罠で死にかけたというじゃありませんの。入り口のシャンデリアの件もありますし、他にも罠が仕掛けられているかもしれませんわ。早く隠し通路を見つけて脱出しなければ危険ですわよ。お堅いね、家族ちゃん。
God, it's
楽しくお
brutal.
しゃべりしていた方が隠し通路のアイディアも湧くかもしれないじゃん。根を詰めすぎずに気楽に行こうよ。気楽にさ。雑談でアイデアが浮かべば誰も苦労はしませんわよ。
俺は渋谷ちゃんの意見も一理あると思うけどね。
はあ、冗談も休みおっしゃい。
でも家族さん、渋谷さんは実際に雑談を武器に事件を解決に導いて序列を上げてきたんだよ。
雑談を武器に上流階級をからかうつもりですの？
I think
から
that
かうだなんてとんでもない。正真正銘の事実さ。
I feel like if we don't lose
Nee,
Posh soon,
no.
we're gonna have her for the whole game.
何か考え事をしよ
Which
う
I
と
wouldn't necessarily be opposed to. I like her.
無音の空間に閉じこもることと少し賑やかな街並みで散歩すること。君はどちらが有効だと思うかな？
Yeah, exactly. I love that. That's so funny.
無音の
Yes, she's a
空間
Pinkerton, remember?
ですかね。賑やかな場所で
I want to see her stick around and see how she keeps calling the Pinkertons an aristocratic family.
そうだろうね。でも実は著名な経営者の多くは後者。賑やかな場所を選ぶというデータがあるんだ。
なんですって？消せませんわ。上流階級にも分かるよう説明なさい。
脳に適度な刺激を与えてくれるからだね。もちろん一つの物事に集中したいときは雑音が少なくて思考が乱されない方がいい。でも発想の幅を広げたいのなら一点に集中しすぎるのは視野が狭まって逆効果なんだ。
下道くんの言う通りだよ。脳が最も活性化するのは新しい刺激を受けたとき。つまり 雑談程度の軽い刺激を脳に与え続けた方が新たな発想を導きやすい。
Yeah, I don't think that we're getting rid of
それに
Renegade
雑談しやす
anytime
いという
soon.
ことは
Like
各自の知る情報を共有しやすいということでもあるからね。
I think he's a little bit
油断
too
すると怠りがちな情報共有がより
too
円滑にな
antagonistic
る。
almost for them to let him die.
事実、渋谷さんが関わった事件の平均的な解決速度は同盟内3位。組織の創始者である始祖探偵ビドック、実質的なリーダーである理想さんに次ぐ速度を誇っている。他者との交流を深めることで自分自身だけでなく周囲にまで好影
Yeah,
響を及ぼす。
Renegade is gonna die right after they start to prove that they're
コミュ
worth
ニケー
keeping
ション推
alive.
理として同盟内でも評価が高いんだよ。
Actually, hold on. Let's look at our roster real quick. Because we don't have murderers in the house. I mean, I guess somebody's the villain in the house, but like, people do die in pairs, though. I kind of feel like Gourmet is gonna go soon, just because I think of the bunch of them, she kind of has been like the least developed character. Like maybe they'll turn that around, but I don't know. I feel like if I was looking at any of these characters and like, who could I get rid of if I didn't want to impact the story? Like if I wanted the story to continue as it was, I'd probably get rid of the Gourmet. Yeah, I don't know who the Duke would necessarily be. I think it could be Workaholic. He's had some weird vibes. Again, I will... Yeah, like Workaholic is up to something. Let me just find this again though, where I got it. Like this, hold on, sorry, I'm tabbed out from this for a second because I need to check this. But it is important to remember that my predictions are like horrendously bad. Like let me just find my V3 predictions again because I find this funny every time. Where was it? Yeah, so I guessed in the first murder of V3, I guessed Shuichi saying he picked up the shot put in the storage room. I mean, yeah, I predicted everything inescapable, but like, that's because it was badly written. Where was it? Oh, I know. So my theories here were waiting for the first murder has to happen soon. And then Squidgy was the one who said, who do you think is the first to die in the first murderer? I said, I think Sumugi probably dies soon. I think Kokichi kills her to become the first graduate, but then just joins Monokoko because I didn't remember the name. So I just kept saying Monokoko. I don't like that this thing is like, why does it default to that when I don't, like, just, hold on, if I just like, there, okay, at least there's a more neutral expression while I'm looking at this. So, then I said, I think cosplayers isn't something that has a lot of room for development. She's the one who doesn't feel like she's been developed. Her, Karumi, Maki, Kibo all feel like they're going to go relatively early. Or Shuichi. He showed me the door and then he'll die and I'll have to do detective shit. And I said Kokichi's the ultimate liar. Korekyo is not helping me, thinking he has bad vibes, which I got that one correct. Korekyo does have bad fucking vibes. I said, I don't think Kaido lives long either. Tenka will kill a man. And then I said, Shuichi's the mastermind. So, like, if you've never played that game before, that makes no sense. If you have played that game before, you're thinking, wow, it's almost, it is genuinely impressive quite how good you were at getting every single aspect of it wrong. Anyways. Okay, sorry. Guessing the V3 Mastermind is hard, but like, truly got everything so wrong. But yeah, Doleful is kind of like, I wonder if maybe the deal with Doleful is the reason why they usually recognize danger is because they're the ones causing it. but then this time they were like almost they almost got skewered because that was not a trap that they had set. That'd be kind of interesting. Who else? Bookworm feels like I'd kind of be annoyed if they picked Bookworm, honestly. Same with like Mystic, I think, at this point. Posh could be it, but I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know who would be like. I mean, Downtown. I don't want to believe it could be Downtown, but like, I think it could be Downtown. Massive Manifesto. Anyways, let's keep moving on.
まさかそこまで考えられた推理方法だったなんて。あなた見かけによらず切れ者なんですのね。
いや、そこまでしっかりと考えてはなかったけどね。
Okay,
つうかうちの場合、
I
雑
just
談してなきゃ頭が疲れるってだけだし。
I just think that Gourmet seems like the one that's like narratively the most expendable, which doesn't necessarily mean that they'll die soon. Himiko made it to the end of V3. She can make it to the end, so can Gourmet. But like, I kind of think like, I don't know if you guys watch The Walking Dead, but you know when there'd be like a character like, what was her name, Beth, and Beth would like suddenly get like a couple episodes all about her, focus all on her side stories, and you're like, oh Beth, I don't know if I like how you're I don't know if I like what's happening to you here. I don't think it's a good thing that you're suddenly front and center, or like you're watching an episode of reality TV and all of a sudden one person who's had one confessional all season is finally getting like a bunch of them. You're like, uh-oh, sugarcane, oh no. If there's no tea to spill. I just realized what she
ミステ
said.
リーものでも脇役の
I just realized what she said.
でもほら
Character development counts as a death flag when you haven't had much before.
コミュニケーション推理か。
I return to my seat. Arma sits next to me deep in thought.
我も負けてられん。独自の推理方法を身につけるのである。
脳に刺激を与えるのがポイントみたいだし、簡単な運動をしながら考え事をするのもありかもね。
つまり筋トレ推理か。よし、今夜早速試してみるのである。
筋トレに熱中しすぎて推理が二の次になってしまわないようにね。
だがトレーニングとは己との戦いにおいて雑念を抱くなど命取りではないのか。
うん、そう考えちゃうならやっぱり向いてないね。
Fair enough.
実際塩梅が難しいと思うよ。僕は渋谷さんと一緒に事件を捜査したことがあるんだけど、ああ見えて彼女かなり周囲を見ていてね、空気を読むのがうまいっていうのか、とにかく邪魔にならない程度に話しかけるのがとても上手に感じたんだ。
Excuse me.
そういえば2階の罠から抜け出した後、我が自分を責めようとした時、真っ先に彼女が注意してくれたな。そのおかげでへこみすぎずに済んだのである。
ホームズさんが死んだ時も僕らを叱ってくれたよね。
Aww.
あれもきっと渋谷さんなりの優しさなんだって思うよ。
うん。実はね、無能くんだから教える話なんだけど、渋谷さんはお友達を八つ崎港に殺されているそうだから、余計に仲間意識が強いと思うんだ。
Oh.
友達を八つ崎港に。
Uh-oh, bookworm. Someone's coughing echoes in the dining room. Bookworm is covering her mouth, looking pale in the face. Mystic stands behind her, patting her back with concern.
大丈夫か、ブン。あんな恐ろしい目にあったばかりなんだ。食べられないなら無理して食べなくてもいいんだぞ。
別に平気です。せっかく作ってくださったのに残すなんて 申し訳ないので全部食べますと言って少
Oh,
女
is
は
Bookworm gonna die?
スプーンを手に取った。
私の前では強がらなくていい。お前の記憶力は同盟でも屈指なんだ。昨日の凄惨な現場に今日の強烈なお穴、連日で刺激的な光景を目の当たりにすればキャパを超えて当然だろう。
Mystic gives a gentle smile as he takes Bookworm's trembling hands into his own. She gives him a silent nod before the two of them stand.
食事の途中ですまないが、私たちは一足早く部屋へ戻らせてもらう。
Oh.
後ほど片付けに来るから食器はそのままにしておいてくれ。
文学さんは大丈夫なんですか？まさか食事に毒でも。
安心してくれ。そのようなものは入っていない。一言で言うなら記憶力の弊害だよ。
記憶力の弊害？
I don't
ま
know
た
what that's
今度
supposed to
説明
mean.
しよう。諸君、騒がせてすまなかったな。食事を続けてくれ。
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is giving the vibes of just fatal plot disease. Like,
無能ちゃん、この後何か用事あるかしら。
Roommate calls to me right before I leave. Techie is with her, balancing his tablet and laptop on his knees. These two make a bit of an odd couple.
まだ言っていない書斎を見ておこうと思っていたくらいで、用事はないですけど、どうかしたんですか？
リビングに監視カメラを確認するためのタブレットを設置しようと思うのだけど、家具を移動させる必要があるから男手が欲しいの。
武装さんと飛躍さんにはうっかり電子機器を壊してしまいそうだからと断られまして。
それはそうかもね。もちろん手伝うのは全然構わないよ。
I can picture Armor snapping the tablet with his brute strength, or Doleful tripping over and ripping through the cords.
釣れないなあ。なら俺も誘ってくれよ。
Okay, Renegade. We exchange a glance at the unexpected words from this equally unexpected person.
下道探偵、君も手伝ってくれるの？
意外そうな顔だね。最初に会った時、趣味はボランティアだと言ったろ。俺は困っている人を見ると助けずにはいられない性分なんだ。だから探偵をやっている。
It's striking how insincere he sounds. As usual, I can't get a read on him, but many hands make light work, so it can't hurt to say yes. It absolutely can hurt to say yes to this guy.
じゃあ早速リビングに。
私も手伝うよ。一応年長者だからね。
社畜さん、いたんですか？
I reflexively jump back, surprised to see Workaholic next to me.
ずっといたよ。私の影が薄いからって、その反応は傷つくな。
Oh, poor guy.
ごめんなさい。でも助かります。
優しい男の子が多くて助かるわ。これならスムーズにタブレットの設置もできそうね。
皆さんありがとうございます。それではリビングへと移動しましょうか。
Gourmet pushes Techie's wheelchair out of the room. I start following them, but when my hand touches the door...
何も企んでないから
Oh, never mind. I thought we were about to get the premonition thing and then explode
口
again.
でならどうとでも言えるさ。
I sense a palpable tension between Workaholic and Renegade Detective. Did something happen earlier this afternoon? I'm curious, but also too cowardly to ask.
すべての監視カメラの映像を確認でき
I
ました
tried to turn off the auto
皆さん、
thing when it's just doing
ご
the
協
text,
力
and it turns
あ
out
り
I
がとう
can't
ご
do
ざいま
that.
す。
Congratulations. Having rearranged the living room furniture, installed the cables, and set up the tablet on the table, our work is finally done. It's now 9 p.m. The room's layout made wiring things difficult, so the process wound up taking much longer than we'd anticipated.
カメラの映像はどうすれば見られるの？
このテーブルの上に置いたタブレットで見られますよ。
So, the killer here is going to be somebody who knows where the cameras are. Usually. Thank you for the follow, Suzuki.
トップ
Welcome
で
in.
は監視カメラの映像の一覧を確認できます。タップすれば大きな画面でも確認可能です。
ヤマトちゃんってば。
I don't know if I like that they have cameras in the bedrooms. I mean, I get it, but like,
音声は拾えていない
we can't
の
hear
に
anything
騒が
through
し
them.
い空気がす
Interesting.
るんだからさすがだよね。
音声は聞こえないの？
はい、聞こえません。スマホのスピーカーだと音声を正確に記録するのが難しくて断念しました。
It's a bit of a relief to hear that it isn't recording sound. It means I can speak with Holmes in my room without anyone finding out. I mean,
科学くん、本当にお疲れ様。これでほとんどの部屋は監視カメラでカバーできたわけだね。私から探偵デバイスを通じて他の探偵たちにも情報共有をしておくよ。
この監視カメラが抑止力となってこれ以上の
Thank you
犠
for that.
牲者が出るのを避け
Knocking
ら
us
れれ
on.
ばいいの
Thank
で
you
す
for
ね。
the hydration check.
個室まで撮影されているんだからきっと避けられるよ。この状況で誰かに危害を加えようとするなんて自分は八つ咲校だって自白しているようなも
You
のだし。
got me.
そうですよね。ありがとうございます、無能さん。
Aww.
科学ちゃん、作業に夢中でお夕飯あまり食べられていないでしょ？お夜食を作ってあげるから食堂へい
They
らっし
really
ゃ
aren't
い。
doing very much about that
いいんです
robot
か？
that's
ありがとう
ready to
ござ
murder
い
them
ます。
outside.
お言葉に甘えさせていただきます。
Gourmet pushes Techie's wheelchair and the two of them head toward the dining room. I decided this would be as good a time as any to take a shower, but just as I turned to go, Renegade Detective blocks my path. He flashes his iconic shady smile. Do you have a crush,
Yeah.
incompetent?
老子探偵を殺した犯人について二人はどう考えてるんだい？
You too? Does he... Oh, never mind, workaholics here. I thought he knew about Ideal. Yeah, Techie is kind of in a weird position for me. Workaholic steps in front of Renegade Detective as if to shield me. He answers in a cold voice that betrays his usual calm demeanor.
急な質問だね。悪いが、ノーコメントとさせてもらうよ。
なぜだい？探偵同士推理を語り合ったっていいじゃないか。
そうだね。君の悪癖。真相にたどり着いているのに引っかき回そうとする癖がなければ、乗ってあげてもいいよ。
心外だな。傷つくよ。
まあまあ。
It's hard to believe how sour the mood got the moment Gourmet and Techie left. It seems the unease I sensed earlier on wasn't just my imagination. Like I thought, something must have happened between these two. Their
無能
ex-boyfriends.
君はどう思う？やっぱり八つ崎公は俺たちの中にいるのかな？
まだ何とも言えません。でも僕はいないって信じたいです。
信じたいか。それはどうしてだい？
だって仲間じゃないですか。同じ探偵同士で疑い合うなんて悲しいですよ。
ピュアな答えだね。刺されや。でも妙だとは思わないかい？この島へ呼ばれたメンバーには統一感がなさすぎるじゃ
Except we're all part of the same company. I feel like that's a pretty notable thing for us to all have in common, but sure. He's right, there's no consistency in our ages, genders, or ranks within the associate or the organization. I mean, they did kill off a whole bunch of the others, so like maybe we were just the leftovers. I'd assume the group was assembled for its diversity and range of abilities, but now that he mentions it, it is a bit odd.
社畜
I mean, yeah, it is a bit random, but like,
君はこのメンバーが選ばれた理由に
no more
心
random
当た
than
り
any
は
other
ないの
group.
かい？ホームズとの連
Yeah,
絡
like
係
it is the
の
upper echelon of the detectives within the agency for the most part, and then incompetent. but
聞いていたらみんなにも話すさ。そもそもこのメンバー選定を行ったのは組織の創始者であるビドックさんだ。私どころかリーダーだって知らなかったと思うよ。
そうかい。それじゃあひとまずそういうことにしておこうか。まあ書庫で資料を漁った限り多少共通点は見受けられたけどね。
共通点って？
Upon my asking, Renegade Detective withdraws a notebook from his pocket, explaining it away as he flips through the pages.
前提として八崎港事件には今から13年前に起こった明けぬ夜。
Wait. Oh, yeah, the documents, right. I was confused for a second. The last night incident 13 years ago had an influence on the quartering Duke
明
cases.
けぬ夜事件って言えば新興宗教団体が引き起こした大規模テロ未遂事件だよね。八崎港事件とどんな接点があるの？
いろいろとあるんだけど分かりやすい点は2つかな。まず明けぬ夜事件も本来明王と名乗る謎の人物が犯行声明を出した後、全国的に大量殺人事件を引き起こす計画だったこと。ビドックや老子探偵たちが事前に止めていなければ被害は八崎港事件を優に超えていたそうだよ。八崎港の犯行はまるで明王の後を継いだみたいだと思わないか。もう一つの共通点は明けぬ夜事件の犯人たちが製造していた神経毒が八崎港事
Oh,
件で
hasn't
も
that been
用い
mentioned?
ら
That
れ
feels like
てい
an
る。
important detail for them to have maybe said something about
この
before.
神経毒は個人レベルで製造できるものじゃない。明けぬ夜事件を引き起こした宗教団体の残党が八崎港に協力している
Also,
と
I
見
don't
て
think it's safe to assume
ま
that.
ず間違いないよ。ねえ、社畜探偵。ここまでの説明に異論はあるかい？
いや、的確な考察だ。私も八崎港は明けぬ夜事件と関わりがあると考えているよ。
Renegade Detective smiles contentedly at Workaholic's words before continuing with his explanation.
そこで俺は気づいたんだよ。この島へ呼ばれた探偵たちはみんな八崎港事件か明けぬ夜事件の関係者なのかもしれないってね。
関係者？それってどういうこと？
さっきも言った通り、老子探偵は明けぬ夜事件を解決した一人だ。それに美食探偵と社畜探偵、飛脚探偵、大和探偵の4人は明けぬ夜事件で家族を失っている。
どうして君がそれを？
ほら、俺はよく書庫にこもっていただろう。
Why are those documents just sitting around here? That feels like something that maybe just shouldn't be available for this guy, given how he
さすがに
behaves.
個人と直接結びつけられるような情報はなかったけど、俺にとってはあまり
Yeah, but
にも
why are
十
these just-
分すぎた。まるで宝物庫に思えたよ。
館の探索に手を貸さないのはその調査が目的か。人の過去を詮索するのはいい趣味とは言えないよ。
おかしなことを言うね。地道な調査こそ探偵の王道じゃないか。
他の人はどんな関わりがあったの？それに僕は明けぬ夜事件なんてテレビでしか知らないレベルなんだけど。
文学ちゃんは宗教団体明けぬ夜の残党が引き起こした事件の被害者で、魔界探偵がその事件を解決した張本人さ。その後彼女を養子に迎えるなどアフターフォローも完璧。
We found family. That's so cute.
それにあの根垢な渋谷ちゃんはなんと親友を八崎港に殺されてる。実は誰よりも八崎港を恨んでいるかもしれないね。
I feel like there are probably more people who hate them or whatever. It's like what Dolful said during dinner. Thinking back, I did feel a sense of rage from someone whenever the quartering Duke came up. It was downtown, the girl who knows how to read a social situation. She must have been forcing a cheery smile to avoid spreading any negativity. I mean, to be fair, we have heard this already.
君とホームズ、家族ちゃんにガックン、それと武装ちゃんくらいかな。まあ、きっと何かしらの接点があるんだろうね。
Fuck, I didn't realize that I was muted. The horrible scene from 10 years ago resurfaces in my mind. If that confinement incident is connected to the Dayless Knight or the Quartering Duke, then both Holmes and I fit into Renegade's theory. I feel as if there's something I'm still struggling to remember, something I can't afford to forget.
まあ、ともかく、俺たちがこの島へ集められたことは確かだ。探偵同士助け合って、八崎港事件を解決に導こう。One for all, all for one さ。
無能君が疑心暗鬼になるような情報を伝えてどの口が言うんだ。君は人の命を軽んじすぎている。殺人事件を楽しむ君のようなやつを私は絶対に認めない。
心外だな。俺ほど命を重く考えている人はいないよ。神様に誓ったっていい。
Renegade's glib words sounded recited, like lines from a play. It's a little wonder that a vein is pulsing on mild-mannered workaholic's temple.
無能君、芸道探偵が今話したことは事実だ。
Did it? I feel like I've skipped a... I thought I saw like the text get fucked up there between the two of them.
はっきり言って誰が八崎港だとしても不思議じゃない。誰が味方で誰が敵なのか見極める目を養う。
Hi Raiders, welcome in. Hi Amphian. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Let me do this shout out real quick. Hi, how are you? How is stream? How is league? Or how mentally well are you doing on a scale from 0 to 100? Anything above a 10 I'd count as a win. Welcome in Raiders, welcome in. My name is Viveros, variety streamer, play a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of visual novels, a lot of shooters. Right now we're playing some Process of Elimination, which is a really, really fun visual novel. About a 60, that's very valid. But yeah, a lot of shooters and stuff like that. We've been playing Pokemon with Peppo on Mondays, this on Tuesdays, Persona on Wednesdays. Although this week we're going to be doing Supervive, which if anyone wants a Supervive code, they keep giving me more of them. So just let me know at this point. Yeah, I'm glad to hear the games are good. Also, for those who don't know, I make video essays over on YouTube. You can also go check those out. There should be a new one coming out any day now about Your Turn to Die. When I can get it finished, it's taking forever. Blue Sky invites? No, Blue Sky didn't give me as many invites as... I think we were counting it up the other day. They gave us, I think, like 65 at this point. Hold on. Because at the start they were like, we're giving you 30 codes. And it was like, perfect, that's plenty. Happy to do it. And then they were like, oh wait, I think we got more. Did we get more? Oh, we did get more today, I think. So yeah, they initially gave us 30 and I was like, that's a lot of codes, but like I can give those away. And then they gave us the day that the test actually went live, they gave us another 15 and I was like, okay, like calm down. I'm still trying to hand out the first ones. And then the day yesterday they gave us 20 more. And then today they gave us 15 more. It's like, guys, so yeah, we're up to 80 codes now. I don't even know how many have I given away. I've given away like a lot of them. 2, 4, 6, 6, 8, 30, given away like 45. I still have so many. But I'm part of their creator program, so they keep giving me more codes to give away to people. It's a fun game though. If anyone wants one, genuinely, they're a good time. Renegade Detective lets out a disinterested yawn as he heads to the exit.
探偵とは元来エゴイストなものさ。ホームズにしろ、明智小五郎にしろ、犯罪者たちよりもよほど身勝手じゃないか。探偵にとって誰が味方であろうとも誰が敵であろうとも大して意味はない。重要なのは自分らしく生き、 満足できるかどうかだろう。もちろん助け合うことは有益だ。どんどんやればいい。でも他者のために自分を殺す生き方なんて探偵失格なんだよ。
Brutal.
真面目で家族思いの社畜探偵。
君みたいな下道に言われる筋合いはない。せいぜい本性を暴かれないよう注意することだね。
Renegade makes his way out of the living room, laughing uproariously all the while. But also, yeah, part of why I think I'm left with so many codes is just that like it is a genre that's a little bit hard to get people pitched on, because like it is like if League of Legends was a battle royale, and it's a lot of fun, but also like it's not like a traditional first-person shooter where it's like if I had Marvel Rival codes, I don't think that would be like it's pretty easy to explain to someone what that is and like what they should expect from it. But with these ones, it's a little bit harder. Wait, the ad break should be over now. Wait, oh no.
まったくどうしてみんな自分勝手なことばっかり言うんだ。お腹が痛いったらないよ。
大丈夫ですか？胃腸薬ならありますけど。
ありがとう無能君。でも大丈夫。大人はその手の医療薬は常備しているものだから。君の目の前で下道君とやり合ってしまってごめんよ。昼間に彼と意見がぶつかり合ってしまってからずっとああして喧嘩腰でね。
そうだったんですか。
Lovers quarrel. It figures. Renegade detective seems to be the obstinate type, and yet.
本当にそれだけなのかな。
It's hard to believe that their bad blood is only due to a conflict of opinion. Of course, now probably isn't the time to pry into it.
それじゃあ私も今日はここで失礼させてもらうよ。
Oh, also, I should say, Amphon, if you need to get any food, water, or rest, make sure to go do that. Self-care is important.
単独行動
Although
が危険な
if
こと
you're able
に
to stick around, I'd be happy to have you here. Sorry, I forgot to
よくよく
mention that
注意して
earlier.
くれ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
I think they are sharing a room. But yeah, I don't know if... I mean, it might have been Mystic who did it, but I don't... Well, because they're not really accusing each other as much as... So far, they've basically just been like, we think one person did it, and then we're... I don't know. Now alone in the room, I lean back in my chair, letting my mind linger on the things Workaholic had said.
誰が味方で誰が敵かを見極めろか。
Look at the security feeds on the tablet and see the detectives in their rooms, each of them passing the time in their preferred ways. Downtown does her nails, whereas Rowdy is training vigorously. Armor sits cross-legged in meditation. Doleful is dozing in bed, while Posh pens a letter. Everyone has their own circumstances. Each is living according to their own ideals. I refuse to even entertain the idea of one of them being the quartering duke.
みんなで生きて帰れるといいな。
I mean, that's true, Trevor. My honest feelings slip out of my mouth. I'm startled when I receive a
素敵な
reply.
理想じゃないか。私よりよほど理想探偵という名が似合うんじゃないか。
ホームズさん。
She floats over to my side, pressing close to me. It's not as though I can feel the weight of her body, but strangely enough, it still makes me feel warm and relaxed.
しばらく姿を見せていませんでしたけど、どこに隠れていたんですか？
思念だけの存在とは言っても、私も疲労はするようでな。少しばかり意識が途絶えていた。まあ、寝落ちしていたようなものだ。
寝なくても平気というわけじゃないんですね。
私自身、まだわからないことだらけだが、そうらしい。おそらく人間の体と同じで、1日に6時間から8時間は意識が遮断される時間が発生するようだ。
It has been a
君
very
が
long
私の
day.
姿を視認できていなかったことを考えると、意識が途絶えている間は君にも私の姿は見えないのだろう。我なが
Sorry, I
らお
was
かしな状
checking
態だ
chat for a
な。
second. It just shuts down for 6 to 8 hours. Interesting. That makes 3 rules we know about how Holmes functions. A, she can't be... Why did that skip? She can't be more than 3 meters away from me. B, our minds are linked so she can read my thoughts and share my dreams while I'm asleep. And finally, C, her mind shuts down once a day for 6 to 8 hours, during which I can't see her. So even as a living thought, she doesn't have free reign. Talk about inconvenient. My Canada Day was uneventful. I didn't do anything for it.
この洋館の中に犯人がいると言いましたよね。
ああ、言ったな。それがどうかしたのか？
それは僕たち探偵同盟の中にいるということなんですか？
Holmes' eyes go wide and she tilts her head in apprehension.
どうして今さらそんな質問を？疑わしい人でも出てきたのか？
Yeah, our murderer friend.
逆です。
Oh, never
探偵
mind.
同盟の皆さんと一緒に行動していると。
I thought we might be like, hey, it's a
自分の
little
信念をしっかり
sus,
持っている
but I
人た
guess
ちばかり
no.
だって思えて。この中に八つ咲公のようなシリアルキラーがいるだなんて、僕にはどうしても思えないんです。敵と味方とを見極めるよう社畜さんから忠告を受けましたけど、今の僕には全然わかりません。
Yeah, Renegade is too obvious, but also like, I feel like he'd still be suspicious of him at this point.
そんなことで悩んでいたのか。可愛いやつだな、君は。
Holmes motions as if she were patting me on the head, smiling as she continues to speak.
いいか？そもそも人間は敵と味方とで切り分けられるほど単純じゃないんだ。例えば、もし魔界探偵が本当は
That's true. I think we need to have a murder that's like
その場合、
an
君は今
actual,
日彼に助けられたことも
like
あ
not
ると断ず
a
るの
not a
か？
prologue murder. It has to be like a main game murder.
いや、それは。
何を迷う？
Aww.
殺人鬼ならば絶対的に君の敵なのか？どうなんだ？
殺人は許せませんけ
I'm
ど、
glad you had a good time though.
敵とは限らないと思います。まずはどんな事情があるのかを聞かないと判断できません。
そうだろ？善悪、敵味方の基準など状況次第、目線次第でいくらでも変わりうるんだよ。社畜くんが下道探偵を疑うのはわかるが、だからといってワト君まで
She
仲間を
says
疑ってかかる
as
必要はない。
5 people are murdered.
君は君自身が信じたいと思った人を信じればいいさ。
状況次第、目線次第か。
She's right. I don't know what happened between Workaholic and Renegade, so I can't make any judgments. And that's to say nothing of how much I still don't know about the other detectives. I should start talking to each one of them so I can get to know their lives and personalities better.
他の探偵たちと話して彼らのことを知るか。君らしいグッドな判断だ。応援しているよ、ワト君。
心を読まないでくださいよ。
読みたくなくとも読んでしまうのだから仕方がないさ。私と君は半ば二心同体のような状態だからな。少なくともいついかなる時も私だけは君の味方だ。もっと信頼してくれると嬉しいな。
ええ、もちろん信じていますよ、ホームズさん。
ホームズだと？
Uh-oh. I hear a voice behind me and swivel around. Standing there is Mystic, a grim look upon his face.
しまった、完全に気が抜けてた。
The sudden interruption sends my heart racing. I shoot Holmes a glance for guidance, but
いい機会だ。彼に私のことを話してみればいいんじゃないか。
I mean, if anyone's gonna listen, it's Mystic, right? Holmes giggles next to Mystic as if this whole situation doesn't concern her in the least. What have I gotten myself into?
文が熱いたからみんなの様子を見に来たのだが、思わぬ収穫だな。すべて正直に話してもらうぞ。
Watch him just be like, that's fucking stupid. You think there's ghosts? You fucking idiot. I know why they call you incompetent now. He's like, yeah, I'm the Long Island medium. I don't think they're real, dumbass. I wonder if you'll believe me if I just say that I was just hallucinating like last night. Or maybe that I was thinking out loud. I don't know how to spin this. Indifferent to my panicking, Mystic Detective steps up and poses one simple question to me.
お前はホームズの霊魂が見えているのだ。
My voice cracks at the unexpected accusation. How is that
話
unexpected?
の前に紅茶を入れよう。砂糖はいくつ欲しい？
If Mystic walks in and hears you mentioning the name of a dead person, and you're like, oh no, I wonder what he's gonna be asking you if you can see dead people. Like, I Stitch. The detectives are detecting.
一つで。
How are you? Mystic detective pressed tea for two, then seats himself on the sofa across from me. I'd initially thought of him as gaudy, but looking at him now, he appears almost dignified. His actions in the trap room must have swayed me. Also, again, love his outfit. The cutout shoulders, very
別
slutty
に
behavior.
糾弾しようというわけじゃない。
そうそうもっとリラックスするといい。緊張しいなのは君の悪い癖だぞ。
I want to blurt out that she's the reason why I'm so tense, but I tamp it down before it leaves my throat. The camera's at 9. Yeah, it's getting... I don't... Wait, it just says evening. Fine, so to realize how much more childish she is than my first impression of her.
今、ホームズは私の隣にいるのか？
どうして分かって。
Stupid me, I stepped right into that one. There's no explaining my way out of this anymore. Mystic studies me, chuckling wryly what I assume is whatever stupid expression I'm wearing right now.
探偵のくせに感情が顔に出やすい男だな、お前は。まあ、そこがいいところなのだろうが。
どうして僕がホームズさんを見えているって分かったんですか？もしかしてあなたにも霊が。
いや、霊など見えないさ。見えればいいと思って訓練もしたが、そうやすやすと身につく能力じゃない。見抜けた理由は視線の動きだよ。お前は昨夜悲鳴を上げた時も、今こうして話している時も、私以外の誰かを視線で追っている。本当に幻覚が見えている時にはな、視界が歪んでピントなど合わせようもない。よって幻覚ではなく、明確なビジョンが見えているのだと判断したわけだ。
え？それじゃあもしかして他の皆さんにも嘘をついていたことがバレバレでしたか？
If they realize I can see Holmes, they might even catch on to my denouement ability. Like, again... I don't know if that's really true about hallucinations. Like... If I was hallucinating something that was in the room with me, I would still be staring at it like I was perceiving it. I don't know, whatever. If anyone finds out, you're certain to be eliminated, Watto. It still runs through me as I recall Holmes' warning. Incompetent is possessed by the spirit of the girl who died already, Ideal Detective Holmes. So his denouement can see that people are... when people are about to get killed, I think, basically. I think it makes him kind of like a blend between Mystic and Doleful.
ホームズの霊を死認していると察せられるのは私くらいなものだ。安心するといい。
Mystic laughs as if this is all no big deal. Why am I always so sleepy when I play this game? He's so quick to catch on that it's actually frightening.
この状況で聞くのもあれなんですが、霊って実在するんでしょうか？
おかしな質問だな。今こうして私の隣にホームズの霊が見えているのだろう。
そうだぞ。見えているという現実をそろそろ素直に受け入れるんだ。
Holmes sides with Mystic to pressure me. You can't even see her, and yet in a weird way they're ganging up on me. It just isn't fair.
確かに見えているし、声も聞こえているんです。でも、やっぱり不安になるんですよ。ホームズさんは僕の目の前で死んだのに、また会えるなんて、本当は全部僕の都合のいい妄想なんじゃないかって不安が押し寄せてくるんです。
ワト君。
なるほど。認知バイアスに陥っているのではないか、 不安なのだな。
認知バイアス。
How are you a detective and don't know what
難しい
cognitive
話ではない
bias is?
今回の場合に当てはめるのならば、自分にとって好ましい結論を導き出すために、その結論へとつながる事実のみを集めてしまうことだと言えば分かりやすいな。お前はホームズとの再会を願っている。本音を言えば、今見えているホームズが本物だと信じたい。本物だという確証が欲しい。違
I
う
just keep hearing him say homo.
合ってます。
Like, to imagine he's just calling him a... He's like, listen up, gay. Every piece of evidence she provides makes me believe she's the real Holmes, and that fills me with joy.
今僕が見えているホームズさんは本物だと思います。そう思える根拠もあります。だけどそういった根拠も全ては僕が都合よく捉えているだけなんじゃないかって自分が信じられないんですよ。
Yeah, the ideal detective is a
多く
homo.
の人間は知らず知らずにバイアスをかけて物事を
So
見
Shuichi
てい
was
る。
so good.
無能探偵のように客観的に自分を見ようとする意志があるのなら平気だと思うがな。仕方あるまい。この魔界探偵が直々にオカルトとの接し方を教えてやろう。
オカルトとの接し方ですか。
無能探偵よ、お前は吸血鬼や狼男が実在すると言われて信じられるか。
いえ、さすがにそんな化け物はちょっと実在するわけがないと思います。
そうだな。しかし吸血鬼も狼男も現実に現れ殺人事件を引き起こしたんだ。
Mystic Detective operates as D-pad, calling up a collection of files. The case of the vampire in which the bodies of young girls were found with their blood drained, or rather consumed. And the case of the lycanthrope, in which a renowned literary scholar's body was found clawed to shreds in a quiet residential area. I know the name of both of these famous cases, and now I see a commonality between the
無能
two.
探偵、今見せた事件の共通点がわかるか。
どれも未解決の不可解な事件ですよね。ネット上でよく話題には上がりますけど、人間のものとは思
I
え
mean,
ない。
that sounds like authentic cop behavior. Being like, I don't know, this case sounds hard.
って読んだ覚えがありま
I'm
す。
just gonna not solve it.
ああ、だが実はどちらもすでに犯人は特定済みだよ。警察が事件の公表を避けているだけなんだ。
そうなんですか？どうして警察は公表を避けるなんて真似を。
ど
Okay,
ちらの犯人もあまりにも
Mystic-
得意な人間すぎるからだ。未解決事件である吸血鬼事件の犯人ルゴシ・カマラスは移植症と呼ばれる病気にかかっていて、女性の血液を食べることに思考性を感じる。
I don't know if that's real. Actually, let me just see. Yeah, so what that actually means is a desire to eat inappropriate foods or non-nutritive substances. Yeah, so... Oh, I guess he's saying that, like, he suffers from this generalized condition. But, oh yeah, so the NIH says it's defined as food cravings that are different from the expected or the norm. Yeah. Although technically, this would be allotridipsia, which is a preference for beverages that are different from the norm. So... Get your money up, Mystic. Let's fucking go.
その犯行理由に思い至らなかった当時のハンガリー警察は今でも
I don't know if you know this about me, but semantics are like 90% of what I do with my
未だに
life.
現地で語り継がれる汚点の一つだよ。
Also, what are they going to arrest him for being a vampire?
そんな病気が実際にあるんですね。
極めて珍しいが実在する病気だよ。バラエティ番組で時折取り上げられる土や鉄を食べるびっくり人間などが分かりやすい例だな。原因は諸説あるが、カマラスの場合は赤血球の量が異常に多く、常に脱水症
Girls
状
take
に
an iron
陥っていた
supplement.
こ
What
と
the
が
fuck?
原因らしい。
uncalled
鉄分を
for.
渇望し、ついには殺人にまで手を添えるようになったそうだ。
I know. Okay,
赤血球の量
Trevor.
が多いということは
Have a good night. Goodbye. Thank you for stopping by.
回復力に長けているということでもある。その
So he's an Edward Cullen
映画
vampire.
や漫画のような話ですね。
Does his skin sparkle?
しか
Does
し
he dazzle you,
実
Bella?
際に起こった事件だ。カマラスはその上、犯行から今日まで10年以上もの間、行方をくらまし続けている。
Seriously, what is it about this game that makes me so tired?
だが、私の解決した狼男事件の犯人、志崎美久はカマラスよりもさらに異常な人物だった。
吸
I
血
think
鬼よ
it's
り
the
も
music.
さら
The
にって
music's too relaxing and no one's getting
何をした
murdered
人な
on
んですか？
screen. Mr. clenches his fist, veins
自
pulsing
分
as
の
he
娘
speaks.
を都合のいい復讐の道具として育て上げたんだ。
自分の娘を復讐の道具に？どういうことですか？
転足という文化は知っているか？とある国では小さな足こそが理想とされ、足を小さくするために
Oh, I do know about foot
幼
binding
い頃から
actually.
極端に小さな靴を履かされていたんだ。
It was a thing done in China to women. I would not recommend looking up the images of it. It's not like gore or anything, but like it is unsettling. Because basically what they used to do was they would basically just, yeah, like, I mean, it's kind of what it says. It's like the premise that corsets were used for, except you never took the corset off. And also it was deliberately meant to crunch up your bones in your feet to make them tiny. Like your feet get folded up in the middle, basically. Like if you were like... I mean, yeah, imagine that a foot was basically just like made of rubber and that you were trying to scrunch it up. That's what foot binding was for. Your feet would be bound into a certain position and kept there tightly even as they were growing, so they would grow into the wrong form. I don't know if it was really about them not being able to run away. Like, I don't think it was done for that reason. I think it was most... I mean, yeah, like, some corsets were meant to, but also the difference there is that a corset can only really, like they can definitely affect your body. Like, Violet Chachki's body is presumably pretty affected by wearing all of those corsets, but, like, you don't wear a corset for long enough for it to impede, like, the growth of your bones, and also it's not going over an area with a ton of joints. Well, like, corsets can, but they can't impede the growth of bones in the way that foot binding does. Because foot binding, the way it works is that, like, if you've ever seen, like, one of those square watermelons, or, like, cube watermelons, that they grow in a jar or whatever, like, it's not that they're just squeezing the watermelon into a square, it's that they block it from growing into a round shape so it just finds its way out. It's basically doing that to a foot. So imagine if your foot when you were a baby was basically just tied back. Like, the toes were basically kept the same distance away from your heel as your feet were growing. So the bones would grow in the wrong direction, sort of deal. Because I mean, at least as far as I'm aware, they didn't, like, smash a fully grown person's foot up until the bones would would grow into the right place. But yeah, I don't... It's... Ugh. The shoes for it are also weird. Yeah, it's like the reverse of, like, a corrective brace. Yeah.
異常に小さな足が出来上がるんですよね。
It's difficult to imagine now, but apparently the custom was seen as quite ordinary in this country where small feet were... Wasn't this China? I thought that China did... Hold on. Yeah. Foot binding. Oh, yeah, they would, like... it's not pleasant. It was known as lotus feet, and the shoes known for them were lotus shoes. Custom of breaking and tightly binding the feet of younger... Okay, so I guess it did break the feet, too. Painful practice limited the mobility of women, resulted in lifelong disabilities. Originated among court dancers during the Five Dynasties, Ten Kingdoms period in 10th century China, and gradually became popular among the elite in the Song Dynasty. Eventually spread to lower classes by the Qing Dynasty. Manchu emperors attempted to ban the practice, but it failed in the 17th century. It is estimated by the 19th century 40 to 50% of all Chinese women may have had bound feet, rising to almost 100% among upper-class Han Chinese women. In the late 19th century, Christian missionaries and Chinese reformers challenged the practice, but it was not until the early 20th century that the practice began to die out, following the efforts of anti-foot binding campaigns. Additionally, upper-class and urban women dropped the practice of foot binding sooner than poorer rural women. By 2007, only a small handful of elderly Chinese women whose feet had been bound were still alive. Yeah, like that's kind of insane when you, like, I knew about the practice. I thought it was like a small niche thing about like within certain regions. I didn't realize that it was like that's insane. Thanks, Stream Elements. Great timing. Yeah, so the process was usually started before the arch of the foot had a chance to develop fully, usually between the ages of 4 and 9. Binding usually started during the winter months since the feet were more likely to be numb and the pain would not be as extreme. First, each foot would be soaked in a warm mixture of herbs and animal blood, intended to soften the foot and aid the binding. Then toenails would cut back as far as possible to prevent ingrowth and subsequent infection, since the toes were to be pressed tightly into the sole of the foot. Cotton bandages, 3 meters long, 10 meters and 5 centimeters, 10 meters long, 5 centimeters wide, were prepared by soaking them in the blood and herb mixture. To enable the size of the feet to be reduced, the toes on each foot were curled under them, pressed down with great force, and squeezed into the sole of the foot until the toes broke. Oh. Yeah, like basically just imagine that someone's foot was turned into a high heel. Yeah, the broken toes were held tightly against the sole of the foot, while the foot was drawn straight down and with the leg and the arch of the foot forcibly broken. Bandages repeatedly wound in a figure 8 movement, starting at the inside of the foot at the instep, then carried over the toes, under the foot, and around the heel. Broken toes being pressed tightly into the sole of the foot. At each pass, it was tightened. Okay, so I got it wrong. I thought that it was like something that they started when they were very young and just like bound it into place that they just couldn't grow further. But no, they just, oh shit. Yeah, the binding was pulled so tightly the girl could not move her toes at all, and the ends of the binding cloth were then sewn so the girl herself could not loosen it. They would be unbound regularly each time, because they required a great deal of care. So they would be unbound, they would wash, toes checked for injury, and nails trimmed. When unbound, broken feet were also needed to soften them, and the soles of the girl's feet were often beaten to make the joints and broken bones more flexible. The feet were also soaked in a concoction that caused necrotic flesh to fall. What the Jesus. Immediately after the procedure, the girl's broken toes were folded back under and the feet were rebound. Once a girl's foot had been crushed and bound, attempting to reverse the process by unbinding was painful, and the shape could not be reversed without a woman undergoing the same pain again. Like, that feels like some horror movie shit. I'm sorry. That's like... Oof. Like... I don't... Yeah, like... I don't know. That's a... I don't even know what to say. That's... Like, that sounds like something that, like, if you were playing, like, Resident Evil and you came through a community, that would be, like, a thing that they do to indicate that, like, the town is fucked up. And obviously, like, it's not just China that did fucked up things to women, like, obviously, but, like, that is kind of a crazy thing for it to have not only been, like, for it to have been so, like, that percentage of women having that done to them, like, God. We should move on. In the same vein, many women suffer similarly torturous processes today, such as extreme dieting in the pursuit of unrealistic beauty. Oh my god, Mystic. Wait, no, I guess I thought this was Mystic saying. This is Wado. Wado, feminist hero.
志崎は転足の要領で自分の娘を小さな箱に詰めて育てた。学校にも
Wait, I don't know if
ただ
that's
人を殺す技術だけを
I don't know if
教え
that's the
続けた
principles of foot binding. I think that's something
その
else.
結果、信じられ
Oh
ない
no,
ほ
that's
どわずかな隙間からでも家屋に侵入可能な
oh that's what she means.
世界一
Oh,
小
that's
さ
what he
な
means.
殺人鬼を生み出したんだ。
Oh. Because I was like, oh, you just meant that like she kept her in like a basement to do murder.
人間のやることとは思えませんよ。
詳細は伏せるが、誰でも持ち得るような嫉妬心が犯行理由だったよ。 世の中には自分の破滅よりも
I think it was a woman who did it.
嫌う者がいるんだ。
He said, yeah, it was her, the mother created the daughter who did that.
志崎の自宅から見つかった名もない娘は
Never
毛
had
も
her hair
爪
and
も
nails
伸び
cut
放
like
題で
cubes.
ろくに言葉も
Because they're not
通じ
really a vampire, or not really a
人間の
werewolf, but
形
like
をしただけの野獣
just a horrifically abused child.
警察はこんな異常な真相を想像すらしていなかった。だから、当時6歳だった被害者の娘が証言した狼男が殺したという目撃情報に誰も耳を貸さなかったんだ。だからこそ探偵同盟から派遣された私がその子の言葉を信じ事件を解決へと導いた。狼男の実在を視野に入れなければ決して解決不可能な事件だったよ。
被害者の娘さんも辛かったでしょうね。父の仇の目撃情報を信じてもらえなかったんですから。
Yeah, I think the point that he's getting at, I think anyways, is that like it's mostly that like you have to be willing to consider the supernatural because that might lead you to a conclusion. It's not that there's like ordinary explanations for the supernatural, it's that if you don't believe in the supernatural, you might limit yourself too much in trying to solve a case.
そうだな。しかし、お前が
Yeah, like would you have humored the girl?
娘の
Like
話を
would you
信
thank
じ
you for
た
the hydration check, Buppo, how are you?
吸血鬼や狼男の犯行だと言われて素直に信じることができると思うか。
それは
I'm getting derailed all over this stream. While they were obviously horrible stories, when I think back on my past experiences, I honestly can't criticize the police for their actions. If I had known nothing about the occult and only read about these cases, I would have likely brushed them off without ever knowing the insane reality.
思うところがあったようだな。
I mean, Missy gives a pained smile as though he is peering into my very soul.
だが、自分を責めなくともいい。多くの者はオカルトじみた話を聞くと鼻で笑いたが
Sorry,
る
my
し
lips are a little dry.
それが当然だとも私は思う。
I mean, I kind of like that he's written, like,
今しがた
obviously,
私が吸血鬼や狼男について尋ねた
he's
時
a mystic, but he's not like,
お
I
前
feel
が
like
否定してみせたようにな。
with characters like this in a lot of games, I feel, or in a lot of media in general, I feel like the whole thing is like, ugh, how can you not believe in this stuff? Like, obviously it's real. I've seen so much of it. Whereas, like, he's kind of like, yeah, I get it. It sounds insane, but like, trust me. I can't object at all. I'm no different from anyone else who immediately dismisses the occult, and that's exactly how I'm treating the phenomenon happening to me right now, too.
僕はもしかしたら今の自分の状況もありえないオカルトだと思って笑っていたのかもしれませんね。
自分一人しか信じられる者がいないとそうなって当たり前だ。
Oh my god, he believes us.
無能探偵、私でよければ死後のホームズが見えているという事実を信じよう。
Aww.
お前のように愚直な男は好みだからな。
ありがとうございます。とても心強いです。
Take Mystic's outstretched palm and exchange a firm handshake with him. It feels as if a burden I've been shouldering all by myself has finally been removed.
今説明した通り、世の中にはオカルトとしか思えないような事件が5万と存在する。その時に常識にとらわれていては真実を見極められなくなるんだ。だから私はいくら滑稽だと笑われようともオカルトの実在を信じ、
That's kind of a neat,
可能
like,
性を模索する。
noble purpose for him to have, honestly. I kind
魔
of
界
like
探
that.
偵である私にしかできない役割だからな。
That he's like, yeah, everyone's gonna make fun of me for it, but like, if I don't think about this stuff, nobody's gonna think about it. That's kind of an interesting way of doing that. See no traces of gloom in Mystic's smile. The man before me, like Holmes, is another top-notch detective willing to become a martyr for what he believes in.
ホームズさんにも同じことを言われました。可能性を一つ一つ潰していき、最後に残った可能性は事実なんだって。
それは私が奴に教えた言葉じゃないか。へそ曲がりの少女が。
That little contrarian.
魔界探偵め、余計なことを。
Holmes, who'd been floating lazily in the air, shoots down towards Mystic. Of course, Mystic is entirely unperturbed since he can't actually hear her.
魔界さんはホームズさんと仲が良かったんですか？
奴を主軸として探偵同盟が創立した際に仲間に誘われてな。いわゆる創立メンバーというやつだ。
魔界さんが創立メンバー？それにホームズさんが組織の中心って。
おっと、話していなかったのか。秘密主義も度が過ぎると身を滅ぼすと何度も伝えていたんだがな。許してやってくれ。悪気はないんだが、あいつは昔から何でも一人で抱え込みがちでな。体を壊すこともしょっちゅうだったよ。その努力が実って名実ともに探偵
She'll
同盟のリ
always
ー
be a
ダーにな
little
ったわけだが
crybaby.
私にとってはいい
Fuck her up, Mystic.
泣き虫な小娘さ。
I mean, he's presumably just trying to get under her
く
skin
だら
right
ない
now.
昔話などやめろ。ワト君に失望されたらどうするんだ。
I think this is the first time we've seen her getting like actually kind of flustered. Holmes swings her fists in quick succession, failing to strike Mystic each and every time. Aw. It's cute to see her react in a way that matches her age in lieu of her usual cool self, though I can't really picture Holmes being a crybaby.
今頃あいつは私に拳を振るっているんじゃないか。
その通りです。
すぐに手が出るのは昔から変わらないな。
Oh.
私もあいつにもう一度会いたいものだよ。
The fact that he doesn't even need to see her to be able to read her like a book from beyond the grave. Incredible. Holmes drops her fist, turning to face me. A hint of tears glint in her eyes. Oh.
ワト君、魔界探偵にこう伝えてくれるか？
Even though I'm the one who can hear her, Holmes drifts closer to me and whispers gently in my ear.
ホームズさんが魔界さんに言いたいことがあると。
理想探偵が私に一体何と？
吸血鬼事件を解決できずすまない。私の意思はすべてこの彼に引き継ぐよと。
バカめ。最後の最後まで人のことばかり考えるな、小娘め。
Aww.
聞け、ホームズ。まだ成仏するなよ。お前を殺した犯人は私と無能探偵とで必ず挙げてみせる。その瞬間をしかと見届けるんだ。
ああ、見届けてやるさ。だからお前は長生きしろよ、魔界探偵。
Yeah, they solved it, but they weren't able to prove it, I guess is kind of what they said. Because like they said sort of like... Yeah, like we couldn't solve it. Which means like making the connection. Yeah, like he was never arrested in those cases. Which is like... Gotta be especially frustrating for Japanese detectives to be like, oh, we can't just arrest everyone. Yeah, I guess he is also on the run is part of it too. So I guess maybe they never got a confession, so maybe they don't count it as being solved. Either way, I don't know. I find it really funny because like they're solving cases internationally, but I think they're all Japanese. So like going from a country that has like the insanely high conviction rate that Japan has because they're just allowed to torture you if you ever get arrested. Avoid getting arrested in Japan at all costs, really, if you ever go there, I think. But like, yeah, that would have to be really weirdly annoying. Mr. can't see Holmes, and yet they seem to look right into each other's eyes as they exchange words. I notice my drink is nearly empty. The hour is growing late. I really should finish my tea and rest up for tomorrow. Are they not? I thought it said, but when I raised the cup to my lips...
そうだ、無能探偵。もしかしてお前は未来を予知することがあるんじゃないか？
If it doesn't mention their countries, I think... Yeah. It doesn't say where they're from here. I mean, I guess that it could be... Posh could probably be from somewhere else. That would make sense for her. Mystic. I don't know if he's. I guess they don't all have to be Japanese. I kind of just assume because like the detective agency is a Japanese agency, but I guess there's no requirement that they have to be from Japan. Although they probably all work there, like they presumably still operate as a Japanese agency regardless. I don't know. Anyways, so my tea to the unexpected question.
その反応、やはりそうか。予想通りだよ。
We're not doing a very good job of keeping secrets.
どうしてわかったんですか？もしかしてそれも視線で？
いや、今日罠部屋で飛脚探偵を救ってみせただろう。気づいたきっかけはあの行動だよ。ホームズも予測を得意としていたから、もしかしたらと思ったんだ。まあ、その浮かない顔を見る限り、全然扱いきれてはいないのだろうがな。
実はその通りなんです。
He saw right through me. Holmes said I can't let my enemies learn about this power. Thankfully, it's only Mystic, but I need to be more careful.
今日飛脚くんを救えたのも完全に
I mean, we don't know if any of these people are the bad guys, so maybe that's not really enough, but sure.
ホームズは何と？
原理などどうでもいいと。
さすがだな。原理がわからなければ使いこなせないというのに困った娘だ。
失敬な。原理など知らずとも私は使いこなせていたぞ。ワト君だって使いこなせるはずだ。
Brutal. Holmes purses her lips in protest while Mystic Detective lets out a laborious sigh. Needless to say, your words don't reach him.
これだから感覚派の天才は困るな。今後のためにも少しばかり原理について私も考えてみよう。よければ今まで経験した話を聞かせてもらえるか。
時間は平気ですか？
安心しろ。私は夜型だ。なんせ魔界の探偵だからな。
何ですかそれ。
Mystic brews us another pot of tea. We discussed the daemon ability that I had inherited from Holmes and my newfound powers of precognition.
なぜ予知ができるのか理屈を考えてみるぞ。
超能力ですし理屈なんて通らないんじゃ。
それは違うぞ。たとえ超能力や魔法であっても理屈は存在する。ゲームの魔法を唱えるにも MP が必要であったり属性や系統が決められていたりするだろう。たとえオカルトであってもあらゆる物事に一定のルールが存在するんだ。
I think I'm slouching too much. It's like putting my mic in front of my mouth.
ほうけた顔をしてどうしたんだ。
いや、魔界さんもゲームとかするんだな。
Oh my god, sorry, I was just like, he's a gamer. Oh my god, gamer.
舐めてもらっては困るな。初代リュウクエを発売日に買った
Oh my god, he's-
男だぞ、私は。
The
Ma,
very
so
first
れはさ
copy.
ておき
I don't know if that's really a thing you can get,
い
but
くら予
sure.
知能力といえども根拠を抜きに予知できるわけがない。今日予知をした時に何か特別なことが起きなかったか。
そういえば飛脚くんの姿を見た瞬間に、それと視界が明滅しました。
ビンゴだ。ならお前の能力は視覚情報
I'm
に
just imagining in my
紐づ
head
き
that
脳が
Bookworm
何らかの働きをし
he
ている
hates
と
that he
考え
plays
られる。
games and makes snarky comments about it
そ
all
の
the
線
time.
で可能性を探ってみよう。
She said, walking into the living room to see the dumbass man playing more Call of Duty. Mystic is willing to believe me no matter what I say. I wanted to discuss my precognitive abilities with someone, anyone, but I didn't expect to find such a supportive ally. He's gonna get murdered. This feels like this is the you get 3 straight episodes focused entirely on your arc part of the game for you. I'm so sorry, Mystic. I think we might have doomed you with the narrative.
ちょっと焼けてしまうほどだよ。
You're about to get bathed. Oh no.
はい、楽しいです。あやふやだった謎が輪郭を帯びていくみたいでワクワクします。
その息だ。君は着実に真実へと近づいているよ。そう、君が全てを理解した時こそ、私は。
今なんて？
独り言さ。気にしないでくれ。
From there, my conversations with the mystic continued all the way until dawn.
あれ、ここ。
Realize I'm in a world of pure white. It leaves me in a daze for a moment, but the bizarreness of it all gradually keys me in. I'm in a dream.
今回はすぐに夢だと気づけたみたいだな、バトク。
Holmes is suddenly right behind me. The abruptness strikes me as fitting for a dream. Sensing I've accepted the situation, Holmes keeps talking as she walks around the area.
さて、問題だ。
This game is
魔界
almost
探偵と
definitely
の話し合
no.
いで、君が目覚めた能力、エンドシーイングはどんな力だと結論付けた？
This old man Yaoi, we deserve better for him. She's referring to what happened before I fell asleep. I rack my brain trying to recollect my conversation with Mystic. I guess he's not old, he just feels old. He has old vibes. Does it say his age in here actually? I can't remember if it does or not. That's not who I meant to click on. No it doesn't. He does look grizzled though. Ages are not in there. Yeah, that makes sense.
そうだ。エンドシーイングは正確に言えば未来を予知する力ではなく、全てを見通す力。
Oh, I think it probably gets updated as more info is added. So like Watto gets a whole bunch of info about him. His age is in there, but the rest of them are all mostly unknown to him. So yeah, Bookworm doesn't have one. Yeah, it's just Watto. I'll be honest, I'm not loving the vibes of this music. This is making me anxious.
視覚情報に起因するものだって魔界さんが口にしていました。
ああ、ビンゴだよ。人間の脳は本来視界に映った全てを記憶していて、ただ思い出せないだけだと言われている。実際今回のメンバーの中にも見たものを完全に記憶することに長けた文学くんもいるしな。視覚情報に対する人間の記憶力は私たちの想像をはるかに上回っているんだよ。
That flawless recollection of everything she's ever seen is the cause of Bookworm's suffering. Now I realize what she was so glowing about using her ability while we set up the cameras. It hurts to think about how high my spirits were then. Being unable to forget a single thing must be far more taxing than I can imagine.
さて、本題へと入ろう。見たものすべてを記憶できるなら、視覚を最大限に研ぎ澄ませば、より深い情報を記録することができるだろう。では、単純な映像の情報だけでなく、物の動きや微細な事象、果ては私のような残留思念まで世界のあらゆるものを見ることができた場合、何が起こると思う？
There are people who have very, very good memories. I don't know if... I mean, I guess it's probably like... I'm sure there are people who have that as a condition.
君も体験した通り、未来がわかるんだよ。それこそがエンドシーイングによる未来予知の正体なのさ。
By knowing everything, you can predict the future. I think I've heard something like that before.
それって確かラプラスの間でしたっけ？
よく学んでいるな。理屈は同じだよ。結果には必ず因果がある。故に因果を全て把握すれば逆説的に結果を導き出すことができるというわけさ。
じゃあ目に映るものを注意深く見ていけば。
ああ、自然と未来が見えるようになるというわけさ。魔界探偵と君の話を聞いているうちに私の中でも結論が出たよ。研ぎ澄まされた視覚による因果の把握こそがエンドシーイングの本質であり、君が私を視認できる理由でもある。いわば君は全てを見通す目を手に入れたんだ。
Body shivers at her words. Her explanation drives home how amazing this power really is. However, it also raises a question.
これまでは理屈なんてどうでもいいと言っていたのに、 どうして急に理屈の説明を？
嫌だったんだよ。
え？
Holmes' cheeks flushed a tinge of embarrassment in her voice. I don't.
君に頼りないって思われたくなかったんだ。これからは魔界探偵よりも私を頼れ。私は探偵同盟の序列に理想探偵だ。わからないことなど何もないのだからな。
I must be dreaming. I mean, I am dreaming. It's all just a bit too convenient. Would the real Holmes actually speak this brashly? Taken aback by her out-of-the-blue response, unable to formulate a reply, my face feels hot like burning lava. I must be as red or even worse than Holmes right now. Just thinking about it is so mortifying that my skin is about to erupt. We stare at each other in total silence, our faces glowing rosily.
ホームズさん、聞きたいことが。
Hi Fiona, welcome in. Things are going good. I never have another chance. I don't want to lose contact without ever bringing it up. This is a dream. Must trust my chances, find my courage, and voice my thoughts.
ホームズさん、あなたは本当に10年前。
止めんじゃねえバカ野郎。
うわっ！
It's morning. I leap upright, awakened by a sudden angry voice. Apparently I fell asleep on the sofa. I must have passed out while conversing with Mystic, upon which he had covered me with a blanket. Aw.
すみません、魔界さん。
Pains me the way I was thinking, or the way that I was nothing but a burden yesterday. I want people to babysit me. And then there's a dream I just had.
結局、ホームズさんに聞けなかったの。
The fates conspire. I thumped my chest lightly, determined to work up enough courage to ask next time. Enough about my denouement and visual feedback or whatever. I need to stop acting like such a coward and be brave when it matters most.
もうやるしかねえっつってんだよ。
A clamor in my periphery. It sounds like things are getting heated. I need to see what's going on fast. Who's getting moited?
あ、いたいた。無能先輩ちょっと来てよ。ヤマトちゃんと武装のアホがマジでやばいんだって。
Rowdy in armor.
うん、今すぐ行くよ。
I'm kind of surprised we haven't had a murder yet. I mean, emphasis on yet.
だから俺たちならあの黒いのをやれるっつってんだよ。
時は一刻を争うのだ。我らを信じて外へと送り出してほしいのである。
落ち着きだよ二人とも。今はとにかく冷静にね。
Beat him up.
仲間がやられるかもしれねえんだぞ。冷静でいられるかよ。
Armor and Rowdy crowd around Workaholic in front of the door. Their menacing posture makes them look ready to pounce. What's all the conversation about? The words Rowdy blurted out stick out to me in particular.
仲間がやられるかもしれないってどういうこと？
無能殿。
Oh my god, they're listening to the new Kesha song Joyride.
無能の兄さん。ちょうどいいところに来た。この頭でっかちに何とか言ってやってくれよ。
Rowdy approaches me while holding one of the flower vases on display all over the manor.
この花瓶に見覚えがあるだろ。妙な点に気づかねえかい。
どの部屋にも飾られている花瓶でしょ？見た限りおかしなところはないけど、どうかしたの？
どうかしたってレベルじゃねえよ。
Okay.
なんとこの花瓶には中に猛毒が仕込まれていたのだ。それも常温で揮発し部屋へと満ちていく毒がな。
じゃあこのまま止まり続けていたら。
ええ、全員死んでしまうところでした。
Well, sniffy
僕の
whiffy.
鑑識遊具ペロペロ君で調べていなければ危ういところでしたよ。
科学君、君が気づいてくれたの？
今朝の調査中に偶然ペロペロ君が反応してくれたんです。調べた結果、研究棟の職員殺害に使用された毒と同種であることが確認できました。
まさか犯人が僕らを閉じ込めた目的は洋館を毒で満たして全員毒殺すること？
可能性は考えられるね。もちろん犯人だけは何らかの手段で助かる術を持っているんだろうけど。
どうして わざわざそんな面倒な真似を。
We killed 22 people at the same time in the research facility. The culprit could just as easily do the same with us if they wanted to. Doesn't add up. Maybe they're just looking to make us panic rather than wipe us out.
社畜さんと今後の対策を練ろうと食堂で話していたのですが、この二人にも聞かれてしまって。
安心しろ。俺が必ずあの黒いのをぶっ壊してやる。
ぶっ壊すって、みんなで一緒に戦っても時間稼ぎが精一杯だったのを忘れたの？無謀すぎるよ。
あの時とは違うぜ。俺はこの2日間で体の調子を最高潮まで持っていった。今の俺なら黒いのにも負けやしね
え。右に同じである。科学殿にメンテナンスもしてもらって我が鎧は万全。
Workaholic isn't hot to me, but he's close enough to being hot that I can see what people saw in
怒りの
Larry
鉄
from
拳を食らわ
Pokemon.
すことが可能だ。
落ち着こう二人とも。この2日間何も進展がなくて苛立つのはわかる。でも今ここで早まれば台無しだよ。追い込まれた時こそ冷静な判断が重要となるんだ。
社畜さんの言う通りだよ。ホームズさんが自らを犠牲にしてまで守った命を再び危険にさらすつもり。
Rowdy flinches, but her expression turns spirited again, or once again as she sinks to her knees, touching her head to the floor.
頼む。俺を信じてくれ。推理では役に立てないかもしれねえが、この拳でならみんなの役に立てるんだよ。
我々はこの武力を使ってみんなの役に立ちたいのだ。
Nora follows Rowdy's lead, falling to his knees and bowing before beseeching us in a piteous tone.
ヤマト殿も我も自分の武力を信じながらも理想殿を救えなかった。仲間が殺されかねない状況でこれ以上黙って見ていることなどできないのである。
ヤマトさん、武装さん。
I get where the two are coming from. Their areas of expertise don't contribute much to our search for the hidden passage. They were already frustrated now that there's these poisoned vases that could have killed their fellow detectives. No wonder they're so wound up. I'm totally useless too, so I know how they feel. Seeing as I'm the only one in their shoes, it's up to me to dissuade them.
二人を納得させられる方法は何かないかな。
こんな時こそエンドシーイングの出番なんじゃないか。
予知をこんな状況でどうやって。
A whisper out as Holmes appears beside me. She then begins to explain, her face gentle and mild.
夢の中で解説した通り、エンドシーイングは十分な視覚情報を得ることでこの先で起こる悲劇を予知できる。確認したい悲劇があるなら必要な情報を視認さえすれば意識的に予知することが可能なんだよ。武装君とヤマト君が例の黒いメカに挑めば死ぬことは明白だろ。どんな結末をたどるのか確かめてみればいいじゃないか。
二人の死を予知しろって言うんですか。
I respond on instinct, taken aback by how blithely she makes her grim suggestion. Obviously, I'm hesitant to foresee the demise of my friend. Yeah, like, this is a really terrifying thing where it's like, you basically are just like, you gotta concentrate all your powers on like imagining what exactly would happen.
よくわかったろ。みんな二人がこのままでは返り討ちにあって死ぬことを察しているが説得ができずに困っている。たとえ未来が分かっていても運命を変えられなければ意味がない。そしてそれこそが何より難しい。このままでは本当に二人が殺されてしまうぞ。死を避けるためには未来で起こる脅威の恐ろしさを君が証明するほかないんだ。
やるしかないのか。
Obviously, I would never want to picture my friends dying, but right now it's the only way to stop these two reckless detectives. The denouement grants me the power to see all. I focus my vision, scrutinizing the two people whose futures I need to glean.
無能殿。
俺たちをまじまじと見つめやがってどうしたんだよ。
いや、実はそう、ホームズさんに教わったシミュレートという技を使って武装さんとヤマトさんが戦って勝てるかどうか確かめようと思って。
チョコレート？てめえいきなりお菓子でも作る気かよ。
いや、シミュレートね。
Elimination.
つまりあんたらバカ2人が
I
戦
was
った
like,
場合
there's no
の
way.
展開を
I was like, did I
頭の中で再
miss
現して
something
み
there?
よ
Or
うっ
like,
てことっしょ。違う？無能先輩。
am I writing?
正解だよ、渋谷さん。まだ全然使いこなせないけど少しは扱えるようになってきてね。ほら、昨日罠部屋で飛脚くんを助けられたでしょ。あれもこのシミュレートのおかげなんだ。
ああ、マジのやつじゃん。無能先輩が先に動けてなかったら飛脚ちゃん串刺しだったもんね。
マジかよ。
Rowdy reluctantly backs down after Downtown's anecdote. Thank goodness I made that lie up on the fly, but thanks to her it all worked out. I mean, she knows that we're lying. There's no way that she doesn't. That's her whole deal, is social deduction. She's gonna be able to tell that we're making shit up on the
ヤ
fly.
マトさんたちの暴走を止めよう。
I refocus my vision on the two of them. Because we can't tell them what our actual power is, because I think then bad thing. I mean, like, Ideal told us they'd kill us if we knew, or if they knew. Or not them, the person who's trying to kill everyone will. In order to see what happens in the future, I need to observe them intently, discerning the causes that will lead to the outcome. Can these two even battle that thing on equal ground? At first glance, they appear to be in perfect fighting shape, like they claimed. Things would surely go better than when we got ambushed the last time.
もしかしたら本当に2人ならあの黒いメカを倒せるんじゃ。
Yeah, I think they mean that whoever's trying to kill us all would just immediately murder us. Just as I contemplate this, the switch flips inside my head with an audible click. Then the manner unfolds in my view. Oh. In a split second, my vision is soaked in blood. My head burns in pain to the point where I can no longer stand. I totter before involuntarily sinking to my knees. And then the world reverts back to the entrance hall.
無能殿、どうしたのだ。
おいおい。
I tried to imagine you fighting a thing and it made me violently ill. Please don't do that. Stimulating something bad. It's not involuntary.
最悪の
It
結果が
can be triggered involuntarily, but you can also like deliberately do it, I think is the deal. Press my head to my forehead, which feels as hot as a tea kettle, and stand up, ready to tell them the facts of the matter.
武装さんとヤマトさんはやはり外へ出ていく
Like, I think it can be triggered involuntarily, but it isn't exclusively involuntary.
今挑んだところで必ず返り討ちに遭うことが分かったからね。
な、
なんだとこら。
聞いて、2人とも。
Maddie, why are you acting like this is like an unreasonable thing to tell you? That thing's a murder robot. Maddie grabs me, but I push her back and continue speaking.
あの黒いメカは落石の衝撃でも傷つかなかったでしょ。肉弾戦じゃ絶対に勝てない。決定打にはならないんだよ。
そんなこと分かってろ。だから武装の旦那には盾になってもらって俺がその間に弱点を探すんだよ。
Are we gonna have to like
我の鎧は
review the simulation
先の
each
戦いで
time?
斬撃を受けても傷つかなかったのだ。
With new
時間を
information, we're gonna
稼
see a
ぐこと
different
は
one.
十分できるのである。
武装さん、惨劇を受けたでしょ。かばっているよね。
ね、
Armor recoils, completely caught off guard by my remark.
気づけずにごめんなさい。武装さん、今でも痛みが引いてないんじゃない？時間を稼ぐとなると、先の戦いとは比べ物にならない数の惨劇をその身に受けることになるよ。それでも平気なの？
それは。
Armor hangs his head in defeat. He knows exactly what will happen to him if it does as planned. Besides, in my vision of the future, he was dead and drenched in blood despite being covered up from head to toe.
話が違うじゃねえかよ武装の旦那。いくら斬撃を食らっても平気じゃなかったのかよ。
衝撃は鎧の中まで伝わる。たとえ鎧が壊れなくたって、それをまとう人まで平気だとは限らない。あなたは初めから死ぬ覚悟で外に出ようとしていた。違うかな、武装さん。
After a long silence, Armor speaks up in a halting voice.
その通りだ。我はこの命を賭して突破口を
Armor,
開く所存であった。
not supposed to do that.
なんだよそりゃ。そんなの俺が納得できるわけねえだろ。
ああ、ヤマト殿が納得するわけがない。だから言わなかったのだ。
仲間を犠牲にする作戦なんて立てるんじゃねえよ、この大バカ野郎。
それはあなたが言えた言葉じゃないでしょ。
Gourmet, what are you up to? Turn to see Gourmet looking unusually upset. Downtown stands next to her, sticking her tongue out with a cheeky grin. She must have gone and called Gourmet over. That girl's really a clever one.
ヤマトちゃんだって命がけで戦おうとしていたというじゃない。武装ちゃんを責められる立場じゃないわ。
いやそりゃあんた、俺のはあれだ。かつ目算があったというか、なんというか。
でもそれ以上に死ぬ可能性もあったのでしょ。仲間を危険にさらすような作戦を私たちが認められるわけないじゃ
Oh
な
my
い。
god. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in, Bo. Hi. Hi, Bo. Hi, Krim. Hi, Giga. Hi, Zombie. Oh my god, it's all the little gay people in my booter. Yes, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Raiders. Also, hi, Gilded Rose. There's so many people. Yeah, welcome in. My name is Viv Ross, writer here. I play a whole bunch of stuff. Right now, we're doing some Process of Elimination, which is this really fun visual novel about a bunch of detectives who are trying to figure out who's the serial killer amongst them. Oh my god, and thank you for this sub. Oh wait, that's a new alert. Cool. I don't know why it's doing that. But yes, thank you for the resub for months. Oh my god, Bo. How are you? How was stream? Thank you for doing the shout out, Buppo. Yeah, how's Dredge? Oh, yes. Had the same problem. I think it's because I use Streamlabs, and I think I maybe... Wait, but were you doing the SummerSlam? I can't remember if you were or not. Yeah, I've never heard of Dredge before, I don't think. But I think it's because I was messing with stuff in Streamlabs, and that was causing some issues. No? Oh, okay. That was what made me mess around with my alerts. I don't know. Anyways. Yes, welcome in, Raiders. Vivar's already seen a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of shooters. Process of Elimination. We're playing Pokemon. We're doing all kinds... I don't even know if I can really say what I kind of do a little bit of everything at this point. But yeah, I also make video essays over on YouTube. If you enjoy that sort of thing, you should check them out. There's gonna be a new one out eventually about Your Turn to Die, which is really, really good. It's gonna be a good video. I just can't finish it. There's so much to it. I was going over it earlier, and there's 8 hours worth of footage that I've recorded for it, which it's so much. And I'm not done. That's like barely anything from the last part of it, and the last part's so fucking long. Yeah, so that video's gonna be out soon. You should subscribe so you make sure that you can catch it. It's it's gonna be a good time. Also, but if you need to get any food, water, or rest, make sure to do that. Self-care is important. But if not, I'd be happy to have you. Also, by the way, hold on. Also, let me just do we'll do the other kind of shout out. Because make sure to go follow Bo, because Bo and myself, as well as our friend Lunex, are going to be doing a character tier list rating thing of Danganronpa characters on Sunday at 7 p.m. I think it's EST, right? Time zones are hard, even when I'm in the group where we're deciding. 7 p.m. Oh, EDT, yeah. But yeah. Not even the best part. Oh my god. I mean, if I was going to make one right now, I'd say... If I was going to do one like Buried Stars, where like the Buried Stars video essay could only stay limited to the first bit because I don't want to spoil stuff, it'd be about how much fun these games are when everyone is like a fundamentally competent person and like a professional in their field, as opposed to just being a bunch of random people where most of them are kind of idiots. But yeah, I was like, it's still pretty early. Like, everyone in here is an actual detective, so they can all actually contribute.
余計なおせっかい焼きやがって。
それはこっち
Yeah,
のセリ
like,
フだっつーの。
self-aware might be the better term than
役立た
stupid.
ずだからって、
Or
命がけ
than
で
smart.
特攻って何？それでうちらが喜ぶと思ってんの？
Just because you don't contribute anything, you're gonna go all kamikaze on us. God, iconic. Downtown walks up to Rowdy and flicks her on the nose.
いい？ うちらは探偵同盟。うちら全員揃って一つのチームなの。
Like, hey, stupid.
全員で生き残る方法を最後まで考えなきゃダメに決まってるでしょうが。つうか役立たずだって言うならうちも同じだわ。一人じゃ何もできないコミュニケーション推理の使い手をなめんなよ、こんちくしょ
She's so
う。
upset.
それとそこのバカ野郎、
Fuck him up.
である？
怪我したならちゃんと怪我したって言えよ。ちょっとした怪我でも毒とかばい菌とかで死ぬこともあるんだからね。
心配をかけてすまない。
はあ、心配とかするわけないじゃん。
Automod held that one because of aggression. I like seeing the reasons that
肝心な
Automod
時に足を引
gives.
っ張られるからやめろって言ってんの。
I mean,
あんた
to be fair, it's probably a good thing that
みんなを守り
Automod does hold a
たいで
message
しょ。
that says,
自分の
I'll
ことも
kill
大切にでき
you.
ないやつが周りを守れるとか思ってるわ
That's
け？
probably for the best.
ヤマトちゃんもバカ鎧もバカなことは考えずに頭のいい探偵たちの指示に従うこと。それが役立たずなうちらの役割なんだからね。わかった？
Oh.
はい。
Rowdy and Armor reply in unison, brought to shame by Downtown's tirade. We saw Bookworm
怒ら
last
せた
night
ら
in
一番
game.
怖いのは渋谷さんかもしれないね。
ですね。
Workaholic and I exchanged sheepish grins.
それにしても先ほどのシミュレートはすごかったですね。どうしてそんな特技があるのに披露してくれなかったんですか？
ああ、私もあれには感心したよ。武装君が負傷を隠していたことも見事に見抜いてみせたけど、その鋭い観察眼もリーダーからも期待されていたのかい？
いや、そんな大したことじゃ。
My reply comes out awkwardly, but I still break out into a grin despite myself. I've never been praised like this before, but what makes me even more happy is that this is the first time I willingly used my denouement. I think I've gotten the hang of activating it on command now. It's like home set in my dream. My vision is the key. I can foresee the future by focusing on all the necessary info all around me. I've noticed something else too.
ちょっと着替えたいので自室に戻りますね。
The moment I say this, I begin walking towards my sleeping quarters. Pass through the hall, and as soon as I enter the door, thrust my face into a trash can. Oh, ew. The contents of my stomach come spilling out. This is awful. My entire body is trembling. Just opening my eyes is enough to make me queasy. It's a disgusting feeling, like someone's grabbing my brain and swirling it around. What's happening to me?
言い忘れていたが、エンドシーイングは尋常じゃないほど脳に負荷がかかるぞ。自発的に行うものならしばらくまともに立てなくなるから気をつけた方がいい。
言うのが遅すぎますよ。
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one, I'll be honest. Can't take the pain in my skull as I collapse straight into bed. Also, he hasn't had that issue whenever he's involuntarily done it, but no, whatever. I snap open to the sound of knocking. Nearly groaning from the lingering pain in my head, I stand up and walk to the door. I've never thrown up after a party. I have thrown up on the bus back from a beach party, but that was because... I mean, I'm sure I've talked about that one before. That was Frosh when I was at university. And I had like 2 Four Locos, a really strong cocktail, then like 5 double Jaeger bombs, 5 to 8 double Jaeger bombs before like 11 a.m. And then we got on a school bus and we sat at the back of the bus. We were bouncing. It was not good. I think it's the only time I've thrown up from drinking.
無能殿、具合は大丈夫であるか？
It was a lot.
あ
It was before, well, because Frosh is
ご
like,
めんね、心配かけて。
like Freshers Week or whatever it's called. I don't know. But yeah, we were drinking a lot. It was a beach party thing. It was like the largest man-made beach in Canada, maybe North America. A couple years under 21, that's valid. As long as they're not a minor, because the stream is 18 plus. But yeah, they're what was I gonna say? Usually I would not get drunk before 11 a.m. But yeah, it was a special occasion. It was an event. And also, I think I would have been 19 at the time. Wait. Yeah, I was 19. So I could still handle that.
昨日魔界さんと一緒に夜遅くまで話して寝不足なだけだから気
Okay,
に
good,
しないで
good.
よ。
そうか。なら安心したのである。今朝の一件ではまた助けられたな。迷惑ばかりかけて誠に申し訳ない。
Armor bows his head, even though through his helmet I can tell how sincerely sorry he is. Though he often acts without thinking, it's always for the sake of others. I can't find it in myself to fault him for that.
気にしないでよ。武装さんが僕らのことを思って
Yeah,
行
it's
動
important to
してく
maintain
れ
a
た
healthy
こと
relationship with alcohol.
みんなにも伝わっているから。
I like it because I mean, I've joked about it before, but like, I am genuinely an extremely tense person. Like, I don't know how to relax. So like, sometimes I drink, especially like when I'm playing shooters or something, I like to do it because otherwise I will just like be too clenched up to do anything. Not that I'm like, not that it's like I rely on it because like otherwise I get the shakes or something like that. It's just like, you can tell the difference between when I'm playing sober versus when I'm playing drunk, mostly because when I'm sober, I'm like twitching around more and like I can't keep things steady because I'm like, when I'm playing a shooter, because I get so like in the zone that I'm like all the muscles, like actually, okay. When I was a kid, I remember very distinctly, me and my dad were playing, I think Halo 2, just like, or maybe Halo 3, just sitting on the couch, playing with each other. And my mom was watching us and she kept laughing because every time we'd find each other, because we were just playing like offline multiplayer, every time we'd find each other, she said like we'd just like basically lock, like our faces just like go completely dead, looking straight forward and just like twitching a little bit or like moving side to side a little bit as we're like trying to react. Like all the muscles in my neck would just be like, I don't know, I need to get like a massage. Horse tranquilizers at this point probably. But yeah, and again, like that's really only like I'm obviously not gonna like, it's not gonna need to start my day with a shot. It's literally just like when I'm playing shooters or whatever, or when I'm doing anything that requires like really fast reaction speeds, it helps to just like not be wired, especially if I've like had caffeine in the day. Anyways, sorry, got distracted. Also, Jaeger bombs will not help with any of that. Jaeger bombs are just the worst of all worlds. You don't. Ugh. No one should. Jaeger bombs should be illegal. They're a heinous thing.
いや、こちらの話である。リビングで監視カメラの映像を見なが
Jaeger
ら
bomb is a shot of Jägermeister with Red Bull.
監視カメラをまたどうして？
Oh, 40 character.
いや、本音を言うと、我は電子
I mean,
作りの類に疎く、操作ができないから
depends on how
教えてほしい。
much time we want to spend on all of them.
なんだ、それくらいなら朝飯前だよ。
Yeah, so when I tell you I was doing like,
もうお昼だけど。
I think it was 5 double Jaeger bombs in the span of like an hour in particular. Because okay, drank the Four Loko at breakfast with like an egg sandwich from Tim Hortons, and then I opened up my Blue Lagoon cocktail that I made for myself. But okay, so Blue Lagoon is like vodka, blue curacao, and Sprite. I also mix in peach schnapps because I think it tastes better. But then I put it, like Sprite is carbonated. I put it in one of those metal like water bottles though, which meant that it couldn't expand or anything. And I left it in there for a while. I was probably shaking around a little bit while I was like walking. So we're in this Tim Hortons, and I opened the water bottle just enough because I was like, we were going with a group of people for this. I was like, hey, does anyone else want some of this? And I opened it up just a bit, and it like sprayed the entire window floor to ceiling. And I was so embarrassed I just left. We all fled. I felt so bad because like that's oh, it must have been so sticky and gross. I feel bad. Also, yeah, so Jaeger bomb is a drink made by dropping a shot of Jägermeister into an energy drink, typically Red Bull. So it's a lot. Yeah, I do love that the ingredients thing on Wikipedia or on Google just says half a can of Red Bull energy drink, half an ounce of Jägermeister herbal liqueur or liqueur.
でもその前に2階でシャワーだけ浴びてきていいかな。
So bad.
寝汗がひどくて気持ち悪くて。
了解である。では我はその間に食堂からリビングへ食事を運んでおこう。 今朝魔界殿が作ってくれたブリティッシュサンドが残っているから、それを昼食にするのだ。
昨日も作ってくれたやつだね。本当に美味しかったし楽しみだよ。
I step out with a change of clothes, leaving armor at the entrance hall's head to the second floor. Who's dead? A body has been discovered. Wait, no, remember, just change of clothes. Is Ideal spying on us in the shower again? Everyone? Oh no. Oh, everyone's dead, yes. I'm predicting things left and right. If I'm out of commission for half a day, I have to save it when it's needed. Freshly changed, I exit the bathroom only to run face first into downtown. It must have startled quite a bit the way she jerks back away from me. It makes me feel a little bad, actually.
ごめん渋谷さん、大丈夫？
あ、こっちこそごめん。ちょっとぼーっとしててさ。監視カメラにずっと寝込んでる姿が映ってたから心配だったけど、元気
I
にな
don't
ったんだね。
like that they're looking at each other in each other's bedrooms on the cameras.
ありがとう。今からリビングで武装さんとご飯を食べるんだけど、一緒にどうかな？
ああ、お誘いはありがたいんだけど、後で行くよ。
え、何か用事でもあるの？
このニブチン、あんたの後ろの扉に何があるか考えてみて。
え？
After a moment, I realize this room doesn't have just a shower, but a toilet too. So if I'm in her way, that means... Oh!
ごめん、先にリビングへ行って待ってるよ。
バカ。
Dipstick. She's like, I am going to piss myself. I think there's really one reason I bumped into her here. She was right to call me a dipstick. I decided to apologize again once Downtown joins us in the living room.
武装さん？
Yeah, we put the cameras there. I chanced upon armor at the entrance hall, but I thought he was bringing our lunch to the living room. Did something
ここ
happen?
で待っててくれたの？リビングにいてくれてよかったのに。
無能殿、実は大変なことが起きたのである。
Uh-oh.
大変なこと？それは一体？
とにかく我と一緒に食堂へ来てくれ。
He's the curse.
探偵同盟
Okay,
史上
this feels like it's gonna be like a bait and
最
switch
悪
though.
の
Like, this isn't actually a death. This is like somebody stole his sandwich. Or there's no food on the table and he's upset.
これって。
そう、ブリティッシュサンドが奪われたのである。
Oh, I did call it.
いや、ブリティッシュサンドだけじゃないでしょ。
The fridge has been completely ransacked, leaving all the food in total disarray. At first glance, it seems like nothing edible is left. Did the culprit only just now decide to starve us? There's like an entire lamb, like, leg up there. There's a leg of lamb. There's a whole chain of sausages. There's a carton of milk. Like, bitch, this is what... This has more food in it than my fridge does. Trying to unravel their thought process here has me baffled.
無能殿、我はどうすればよいのだ。他の探偵に連絡すべきかもわからず、お主を待ってしまったのである。
どうして僕が？
My voice jumps against my wishes. I rank far lower than armor. I have no experience as a detective, but zero confidence
信
in
頼
the
しても
leader.
らえるのは嬉しいけど、指示なんて出せないよ。
He's like, I'm just a little guy.
今朝は
I don't know.
見事な洞察力で我を止めてくれたではないか。無能殿ならばきっと我を正しく導いてくれると信じているのである。
These guys have bigger problems. I feel food is expensive and I don't want to spend money on it. Armor gives me a pleading look. There's no way I can say no to that. What can I do?
信頼には応えてあげるのが探偵というものだよ。
Oh my god, what isn't a detective's duty, Ideal? Being normal? Dying when you die instead of fucking coming back and haunting me? Holmes materializes next to Armor, looking like she's very much so enjoying herself. She may be right, but I don't know what I don't know. What answer could I give to reassure him?
別に分からなくてもいいんだよ。分からないなら素直に分からないと言えばいいんだ。
Also, when I was in high school, we used to just like leave pizza out on the ground in the pizza box in my dorm room, and then we'd reheat that, and we were always fine. The human body is remarkably resilient to the things that you put into it. Anyways, I mean, I'm observing this trust, but there are plenty of others here who are. This was in high school, not college. Holmes' gentle mind soothes my flustered mind. After I give it some thought, there's really no question about what to check first. And it wasn't like it was like a week old, it was like the next day or something. I'm not eating room temperature pizza that's been left on the floor. I have to at least try and disinfect that shit.
なるほど。さすがは無能殿。なんという冷静で的確な判断力だ。
Craft dinner is like 60 cents a box if you get it on a decent deal. I wasn't a wild high schooler. This is boring. It didn't get infected. Well, yeah, but there's also like, I don't know. Also, that pizza was from a disgusting pizza place. There's absolutely no way in the world that that thing was ever going to be at any risk of like developing any sort of. But yeah, I mean, like, what kinds? We had like Hawaiian cheese, meat lovers. So yeah, I actually know what, now that I think about it, kind of wild that we didn't get sick from that because we definitely did it a bunch. But also, hi Tarth, you've walked into something. I don't know.
では早速リビングで一緒に監視カメラを確認してみるのである。
Ta-da!
ちょっと
I feel like this is a bait. We're gonna run out there and then we're gonna find a dead body. Armor takes me by the hand, dragging me from the dining room to the living room. However, despite what I just said, I'm fairly certain the culprit hasn't been caught on film. My reasoning is simple.
食堂には監視カメラがついていなかったのである。
Well, I'm not boiling a slice of pizza to reheat it.
誰かが危害を加えられる可能性は少ないと思われてたんだ。
Oh, that's because I was eating pizza that we'd left out on the ground for sometimes a couple days at a time when I was in high school. We didn't have enough cameras to go. I mean, we left them in the pizza box. They weren't uncovered. We didn't have enough cameras to go around, so we'd prioritize their private rooms and other locations where murder was likely to occur. I also made a mistake in not considering the culprit might go after the fridge, but why now of all times I still can't figure it out. What are they trying to achieve?
無能殿、これからどうする？二人で冷蔵庫荒らしの痕跡を探ってみるか？
Well, no, I said like it was only like a night or two. Like we weren't leaving it out for like a month and a half. It was like,
それもいいけど、
because I think we would do this on
この情報を共有したらどうかな。
Tuesdays? And usually like it would be gone by Thursday at the very late, like Tuesday night. It was like a bi-weekly thing that we would do. We'd get
僕た
pizza
ちじゃ気づけないことも何か気づいてもらえるかもしれ
for
ない
our boarding house groups. As I make my response, I recall what Holmes told me. We don't need to rush and go it alone. We should remain calm and do what we do.
僕は監視カメラの映像で館の中
No,
を
I did have a
確認してみ
fridge,
るから
but it was full of other
藤沢
stuff.
さん
It
は
was only a
問題
mini
の報
fridge.
告を頼めるかな。
Yeah, I've talked about boarding school a bunch. I loved it.
了解である。
I was also talking about this earlier, but the guy I went to school with,
そうそう。そ
there's
れでいいのよ
a couple of years ago, he like fell out of a plane. And right before the stream started, my mom had sent me a text and was like, I found a TikTok of people talking about that guy falling out of the plane. And so I went and watched it and I was like, oh. There's like the pilot and the air traffic controller or whatever. It was honestly like, because it was sad when it happened, obviously, and it's still like a sad story. But the thing about the TikTok was mostly just like there was a lot of people who were like making fun of the situation. When like what it seems like happened either was like that they'd had like a hard landing and like broken the landing gear, and they'd recovered, like they were fine, but like, and they were gonna be able to land later. Like it was just gonna be probably like some damage to the plane and like expensive or whatever. And so the guy I went to school with, I think from what the pilot said, he like needed to get some air. He was nauseous, whatever. And I think it was like a skydiving plane. So like it had that little like ramp thing in the back, I think is what was supposed to be the case. I don't know. But they said that he probably just like slipped out the back of it while they were in the air and fell into someone's backyard from a long way up in the air. It was not good. Hi Ryoku. Sorry, this is depressing. I'm sorry. I'm getting all over the place. It was very weird when it happened because because it was a boarding school, a lot of us really scattered to the four corners. Like a lot of us were from all over the world, and then when we got back or when we left school, all of us kind of scattered everywhere. So it's not like we'd like I haven't run into someone I went to school with outside of a reunion thing that we did a while ago since I lived in Montreal. But like when that happened, a bunch of people were just like texting and talking in like the old group chats that were still around from when we were in school. And I don't know, it was very sad because everyone was just like, just sort of happened. Holmes smiles next to him. She's clearly having a good time. I'd like nothing more than to snap back at her, but I can't as long as Armor is there. Instead, I let out a heavy sigh and then touch the tablet to check the camera footage.
まずは今の洋館の状況を見ておくべきだよね。
You'll notice something suspicious. I use the tablet to check each camera. Yesterday we worked in 2 groups, today, however, the detectives are all scattered among various rooms. Each seems to be conducting an investigation using their own preferred method.
今日はみんなバラバラに行動して。
ああ、実は今朝の騒動が終わった後、その場の流れでそれぞれ別行動を取る空気になってしまってな。
Sounds about right. It'd be awkward to work together after how intense things got. Armor and Downtown are usually the ones to rally the group, but they were right in the thick of that fight. No wonder everyone split up.
なんだか今日は迷惑をかけっぱなしで本当に申し訳ないのである。
I promise it's fine. You're
気
okay.
にしすぎだって。ほら、そうは言いつつも、魔界さんと家族さんは一緒に行動しているみたいだよ。
About the pizza thing, to go back to that, it was only a mini fridge, so we didn't have room for the pizza box, and we also didn't have containers. I don't really know why we didn't buy Ziplocs or something. These were like large pizzas from like a non-chain pizza place. So there's like cut into 6 giant pieces, so like you need a freezer bag for them, and I think that was why we didn't, because they just were like, freezer bags are expensive. Mystic is touching the floor in contemplation. Meanwhile, Posh sticks some sort of measuring instrument into a flower vase.
他の探偵たちは何をして
We're gonna cut to one of them and they're gonna be dead.
社畜さんと文学さんは書斎の本を片っ端から取り出して確認しているみたいだね。美食さんと大和さんは2階のリビングの横の娯楽室の調査をしているよ。
She's measuring, presumably she's trying to like evaluate how much poison could be in them. Because those vases all had poison gas in them that they found out earlier apparently. The rec room has darts, billiards, all sorts of things to relax with. They're checking to see if any are rigged with traps or devices.
飛脚くんは一人で2階の客室を調べてるみたいだね。けど探偵と科学くんの姿は見当たらないや。廊下にいるのかも。
無能先輩とバカお疲れっす。
Same
どこの
dumbass.
なんだか浮かない顔じゃん。
Weren't you in one of the other rooms?
渋谷さん。
Just when I realized Downtown is walking over, she wraps her arms around me in a hug and pinches my cheek.
さっきはびっくりして言いそびれたけどさ、今朝の先輩は結構かっこよかったじゃん。見直したよ。
渋谷さん、顔が近い。
My heart thumps at how close her face is to mine. A whiff of soap tickles my nose, causing me to blush. She really is such a touchy-feely person.
いいからいいから。バカを止めてくれた報酬だと思って享受したまよ。なんだかんだ先輩はいつも空気を良くしてくれてるしね。
It's like a reward. But please be normal, Downtown. Wait, wrong button. There we go.
渋谷殿の言う通りである。無能殿はもう十分すぎるほど
You're right. I should do
我々に
less.
貢献してくれていると思うぞ。
ほら、迷惑をかけた張本人がこう言ってるじゃん。
Armor's that. Yeah, armor's
そう
clearly shredded under the actual
それな
armor.
ら嬉しいんだけど。
These are the first 2 people I met on the morgue, so it really does make me happy to have them say this. Aww, our initial encounter, the way they suspected me, it all feels so long ago at this point.
なんだかんだうちらこの島にいる間ずっと一緒に行動してる気がするよね。
そうだな。奇妙な出会い方をしたというのに、縁とは不思議なものである。
こんな大変な状況で仲良くなれるなんて不思議だよね。
I'll be honest, I was really expecting another death by now. So much happened since I arrived here, I just hoped we've seen the last of it. One thing I wish is for all 12 of us to get off this island safely. I don't think that's happening. As if answering my wish, my D-pad chirps.
魔界さんからの連絡だ。
伝えたいことがあるからリビングで待っていてほしいだって。
Uh-oh. It's not
そ
gonna
う
be
い
the
えば
living
さっ
room
き
for
罠
very
の部屋を
long.
一緒に調べてた時、隠し通路の場所が分かったかもしれないって言っ
Oh,
てたよ。
and he found the
み
hidden
んなの
passage.
前で発表するつもりなんじゃね？
He's gonna walk into and be like, guys, I found it, and get decapitated by a flying axe.
それは朗報だ。魔界殿が来るのをみんなで待つのである。
Or he's gonna have gotten caught on one of those wires that got restrung. We stop shuffling around and check the cameras while waiting for Mystic. Suddenly the feed in the trap room flashes. Posh rushes out the door. Maybe Mystic told her directly to join the rest of us in the living room. Mystic himself, the person of interest here, doesn't leave. Did something happen?
むむ魔界殿の様子何か妙ではないか？
確かにさっきから全然動く様子がないね。どうかしたのかな？
I mean, he's blinking, but I don't know if that's just because the sprite blinks.
僕ちょっと上に行ってみるよ。何かあったのかもしれないし。
いや、リビングに来いって言われてるんだし、待ってよよ。どうせ監視カメラで見てるんだ
Guys, I'm
し。
starting to get worried something's
何
about to
かやば
happen
い
to
こと
him.
が起きたら助けに行けるっし
Guys,
ょ。
I think he has 2 weeks left before retirement.
そう。
He is wearing a red shirt now that I think about it. Downtown's right. Plus, I have my denouement ability, so we really don't need to rush here. I hear the door open and turn around. Renegade detective enters, pushing Techie's wheelchair in front of him.
皆さんも魔界さんの連絡でここに？
Guys,
Yeah.
Mystic is
僕らは初め
probably
から監
dead.
視カメラの映像を見てたんだよ。ほら、例の冷蔵庫を襲った犯人を探すために。
Cloak release me. Yeah.
ついに犯人が動き出したんだね。
Yeah,
俺たち
Renegade.
がこの洋館から脱出するまでおとなしくしておいてもらえるとよかったんだけどな。
魔界さんの発見に期待しましょう。彼はずっと罠部屋の調査を続けていましたから、隠し通路を発見していても不思議じゃないですよ。
そうだよね。
I just.
無能先輩、監視カメラの映像を見て。
Followed downtown's lead and hurried to study the camera feed. Oh. Mystic detective sinks to his knees before sliding out of view. It almost looks like he lost consciousness after being attacked.
何？誰かが魔界さんに危害を加えたの？
Yeah, well.
それがわかんないんだよ。うちらずっと見てたんだけど。
So it's like stood still, staring straight at the camera for like 5
渋谷
minutes,
殿の言う通り
and
な
then
の
just
だ。
collapsed.
何故か魔界殿は突然
Okay,
苦しみ始めたの
But
である。
where's Posh?
そんなバカなこと。
Uh-oh. Some more unbelievable happens on screen. The door on the western side shuts all on its own. But we blocked that door. It couldn't have been closed not unless the door stop was removed. The camera feed, however, tells us nothing. My head starts to spin. I don't understand what's going on. What are we being made to watch? Even without the powers of denouement, I can tell what's going to happen next. I'm guessing what happened here is that the vase broke. Because remember, Posh was measuring the vase. And I wonder if what happened is that... Oh no, because then the poison still would have spread out the other door. Oh.
まずい。トラップが起動する。魔界さんを助けに行かなきゃ。
But that's why he got stuck there, was because he was like... As soon as the words leave my mouth and everyone else leaps into action.
僕は足が遅いから、ここで監視カメラの映像を見ておきます。何かあったらデバイスで連絡します
Either
の
the
で。
poison caused him to freeze up, or he was trying to like meditate his way through it. It would make Posh the obvious suspect, but I think also like it's probably that she unintentionally set off a trap somewhere or
了解。
something.
気をつけてね、科学君。
I thought that we were gonna get like a bit of a jump scare there.
どうしたんだい？また揉め事でも。
Oh, workaholic and bookworm.
魔界さんの身が危ないんです。今から助けに行ってきます。
Oh no, bookworm.
お父さんが
Maybe you shouldn't have told her that. Bookworm goes pale. Crap, I shouldn't have said that in front of her. But we have to get to the trap room before it's too late. Yeah, let's
事情
go.
は後で聞こう。
Let's walk and talk.
私はここで文学さんのそばにい
Oh,
るから。
okay. Well, you can stay
よろしく
here and
頼ん
talk
だよ。
to the girl that we've traumatized. Have fun.
はい。
We leave workaholic and the others behind and spring across the living room toward the trap room on the second floor.
やっぱり外側からでも開かないか。
We're at the door to the trap room, but it refuses to budge. The doorknob turns uselessly in my
もう
hand.
壊しちゃおうよ。もたもたしてる暇ない。
Yeah, come on, Armor, kick that shit in.
今度こそ。
Also, where did Posh end up?
我々の出番なのである。
No one ad? Okay, hold on. We won't skip ahead. Sorry, if I noticed I would have snoozed it. We'll just hold on. We'll build on the tension here. It's only 40 more seconds. Wait, fuck, I forgot that I was waiting. You know what? Fine. A few more seconds for an ad, then we're good to go. Pause. No worries, we waited till the ad was over. Welcome back, everybody. Spike, spike, spike.
これで魔界ちゃんを
Eep. Uh-oh. Downtown lets out a small yelp as she barrels into the trap room. Can't be. I got a bad feeling as I peer inside. There's no way Mystic is dead. His calm, accurate judgment saved us all yesterday in this very same room. Even if someone got the jump on him, I don't believe he could die so easily. I'm sure he'll greet us with his usual cool, collected smile. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. The stench of blood washes away the last faint traces of hope. The spikes thrusting through the floor have turned the room into a labyrinth. Gradually, they retract down like an ebbing tide. As the screech of metal retracting into the floor subsides, something heavy falls upon the ground. I look toward the sound and go silent. Mystic lies in a lake of red, his face pallid like a wax model with no signs of life. His one exposed eye stares wide from beneath his bangs. Impaled on spikes just a moment ago, his corpse is soaked in a shower of blood. Puncture wounds mark his feet to his outstretched arms. I let the words slip out, unsure of what to expect. Of course, there's no reply. Beyond Mystic's extended hands is the table, the sole place of refuge in this spike-laden hell. He tried desperately to get to safety, but never made it. No one could have survived a direct hit from those spikes. The outcome is obvious.
何これ意味わかんないんだけどこの部屋完全に密室だったよね扉を閉めた犯人は魔界ちゃんを襲ったやつはどこに消えたわけ
お前らは監視カメラをずっと見てたんだろ犯人っぽいやつの姿は見えなかったのかよ
いなかったのである魔界殿は急に
There was Posh.
扉は勝手に閉じていったのだ
Okay, maybe Posh did do it, because I don't know why they wouldn't be acknowledging that she was here.
姿の見えねえ透明人間の仕業だって言うのかよ
Like, she was here, she ran past them, and suddenly he just, like, locked in and stared at the camera for 10 minutes and then fell over. Rowdy's grief echoes off the walls of the room. Mystic would have loved a phrase like that. The irony is too much to bear. The case raises one too many questions. We were watching the security cameras, and yet the culprit managed to kill Mystic. Why is it auto-playing every... Like, turn it off. Without getting caught on film in any way. Could Rowdy be right? Was the killer really invisible? How could we possibly approach this seemingly supernatural case?
どうして守れなかったんだ
Why didn't my denouement show me this tragic outcome that awaited us? I struggle not to rebuke myself. I'm supposed to be able to see the future, but I couldn't even stop my friend from dying. What is this ability even good for?
落ち着けワタ君エンドシーイングに責任転嫁などしても意味がないぞ
Holmes materializes at my side, scolding me for resenting my new power.
エンドシーイングが発動しなかったのならそれはこの結末を見抜くための情報を得られていなかったということだ一度訪れた悲劇は変えられない何を見落としていたのかそれを推理していくしかないんだよ
そんなの分かってますそのこんな複雑怪奇な事件どう推理しろって言うんですか
魔界探偵の言葉を思い出す
Well, that's mean. His words flash through my mind. Only by conquering one's fear of death can the truth be ascertained.
落ち着けオカルトとの付き合い方なら昨日学んだばかりじゃないか
Okay, so nobody teach him anything else. That's right. Even cases that seem surreal and impenetrable at first can be untangled if you approach them with a calm mind. Step 1, do not rule out any possibility. With our expertise, we should be able to find the truths that currently lay unseen.
その通りだよ未来予知なんて超自然的な能力エンドシーイングにも
ルールを見出せただろ。どんなに不可解な物事にも必ずルールは隠れている。その隠されたルールを解き明
I
かす
think our mission as
ことが
detectives is to expose who just skewered our friend, but I guess that also is
この混乱した状
true.
況を鎮められるのは魔界探偵からオカルトとの向き合い方を
So
教わった
convenient of him to have shown me how to do this.
そのなけなしの勇気を振り絞り、君がみんなを導け、ワト君。
やってみます。ありがとうございます、ホームズさん。
Clenched my fist, psyching myself up. The old me wouldn't have been able to utter a single word in this situation. And even if I had, my shaky voice would have undermined what I was trying to say. But I'm not shaking now. My fear is outweighed by my rage toward whoever did this.
みんな落ち着こう。仮に犯人が透明人間だったとしても、その行動や犯行には必ずルールがあるはず。そのルールさえ解き明かすことができれば、透明人間だって捕まえられるよ。
無能先輩。
I don't know if senpai's really the right term for that. Whatever. Everyone turns to look at me, but I make my way to Mystic's body without faltering. I know how righteous a man he was. It's almost as if the crime is mocking his belief in the occult, not to mention our attempts to monitor things. I never felt anything close to the ire that's boiling up in the pit of my stomach over this despicable act. Mystic taught me how to engage with the occult, so it's on me to solve this case. I have to. Standing before his corpse, I voice my promise.
見ていてください、魔界さん。透明人間は
Gosh,
必
I
ず
guess I haven't really noticed her saying
僕
it.
が捕まえてみせます。
Oh, I guess he is older than her, so that's... Yeah. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. Chapter 2, The Case of the Phantom Killer. After announcing Mystic's death to the others via D-pad, we began our investigation in earnest.
死因は失血死ね。罠から逃げ切れずに全身を針で串刺しにされたんだわ。
Yeah, well, I mean,
ほぼ
look, I'm worried about things regardless. Again, I wasn't joking about being, like, truly tightly wound.
監視カメラの映像を見れば明らかだろう。
Our good buddy Mystic has been exploded by a lot of spikes. Things have gone bad for him. Renegade operates the tablet used for the cameras, which he'd brought from the living room, and replays the moments right before Mystic's death.
これは明らかに何らかの毒物を受けた症状だ。立っていられず呼吸に苦しむ様子も見られることを考えると神経毒かもね。
神経毒なんていつどこで投与されたっていうんだい。
Almost like it might be the person who passed right past him right before he'd locked in. Like,
それはわからないよ。なんたって体がスイスチーズみたいに穴だらけだもんな。
けどさん、趣味の悪い冗談はやめてください。
ごめんごめん、気を悪くしないでくれ。今回は別に悪ふざけで言ったわけじゃないんだ。これだけ出血と傷が多いと、よほど優れた医療の専門家でもいなければ、毒がどう与えられたかは判断できないんだよ。犯人はおそらくそこまで計算してこの犯行を。
oh yeah, it was armor and running, or armor and
同
ready.
志探偵を殺したトリックと同様、残忍なだけではなく、非常に狡猾な犯行だよ。
随分と楽しそうだね。君が犯人なんじゃないのか。
おいおい、勘弁してくれよ。俺は探偵なんだ。解くべき謎が生まれれば細胞が躍動を始めるのはサガというものだよ。
殺されたの仲間であったんだ。
Hi, puppeteer. They're so gay.
あんたの価値観を押し付けるな
This is-
よ。俺にとって人間のカテゴライズは自分かそれ以外かの二通りさ。
There's me, and there's everybody else.
男の子ってすぐに喧嘩になって嫌になるわ
Gourmet,
ね。
I think you need to chill. Gourmet wedged herself between the workaholic and renegade, ending their argument by force.
さあ、早く検視の結果をみんなに
Yeah,
報告
this
しま
is
しょう。
toxic yaoi. That's
それから
nothing has been more toxic yaoi in the games that I've played so far, I think.
そうだね。感情的になってしまって ごめんよ。
What's wrong with him? Day by day, I'm sensing some serious tension between Workaholic and Renegade. What could have happened between those two?
私はやっていませんわ。
Oh, hey, it's Posh. Posh's voice sounds out from the hallway. For some reason, downtown and the others are gathered around Posh, whose face is bright red as she shouts.
上流階級である私を疑うだなんて身の程知らずにも程がありますわ。これ以上私に質問をしようものなら法廷で争いますわよ。いやだから別に疑ってるわけじゃないって。ただ魔界ちゃんが倒れる直前に
It wasn't
家
after he
族ちゃんが
collapsed,
慌
it
て
was
て外に
before.
出ていた理由を知りたいだけで。ですから特に理由などないと申し上げているでしょ。
Okay, Posh.
話はこれで終わらせてもらいますわ。
I think she's embarrassed. I think she dropped the vase and that's what got him killed. That's my theory right
の
now.
な、俺たちはあんたの容疑を晴らそうと思って聞いてんだぜ。頭の悪い
Yeah,
俺には
Downtown's writing is really
魔界
fun.
のおっさんが死ぬ直前まで一緒に行動してたあんたが怪しいってのは分かっちまうんだからよ。
ヤマト
Yeah.
ちゃんの
Well,
言
they
う
haven't
通
been
りだ
accusing
っ
her.
て。
They've just been trying to figure
う
out
ちや
what's
科
up.
学ちゃんや社畜さんだってほんの少し前まで罠部屋にいたんだから立場は同じ。ちゃんと事情を話してみんなを安心させてあげようよ。
我らはお主を助けたいだけなのだ、家族殿。
結構ですわ。私は誇り高きピンカートン家の血を継ぐ者。この程度のピンチは自分で切り抜けてみせますのであしからず。
家族さん
Yeah. Posh ignores the solemn
Gomen,
or
Mina.
ignores the solemn marches off.
もうちょっと優しい言葉を
Yeah.
使うべきだったわ。
I think that's part of what's kind of nice about, again, like what I was saying earlier, like all these characters are at least competent or self-aware
譲
about
れ
their
ない何
competence.
かがあるんだろうぜ。
So you're like, you don't have that situation where it's like,
譲れない何か。
I guess I'll have to run around and ask everyone the questions and do everything. Posh is extremely proud of her lineage. I wonder if her family has something to do with how strongly she's reacting.
しばらく放っておいてやる。おそらく家族くんも彼女なりに魔界探偵の死を悔しく思っているんだ。なんせ自分がもう少しあの部屋にいたなら救えたかもしれないんだからな。
Another point to consider, even so, continuing her investigation in that state seems rash and counterproductive. Is there some way to help
協
her?
力できる者もいればできない者もいる。組織で行動するというのはそういうものだよ。
そうですね。
Everyone's coping with the loss of Mystic differently. Some even managed to remain unaffected, like Renegade
そうだ
Detective.
魔界さんと親しかった文学さんは今どこに？
Bookworm.
文学ちゃんなら死体が見つかった報告を受けてすぐに気絶しちゃったからうちが部屋まで運ん
And
でお
then
い
you
たよ。
just left her alone?
さすがにあの子には遺体は見せられないよね。このまま事件解決まで眠っていてくれたらいい
No,
ん
she's
だけ
gonna
ど
have to wake up. It's gonna be her who's gonna save the day.
Arigato,
She's gonna know
Shibuya-san.
something.
そうだね。記憶力の優れた文学さんに魔界さんのあんな凄惨な姿は見せられないよ。
An image of Mystic enjoying dinner with Bookworm flashes in my mind, and my chest suddenly aches. Bookworm already lost her parents to a murder case, to have her family taken away from her twice. I can't begin to imagine her sorrow. I have to get to the bottom of this for her sake as well. That's not gonna bring back her her adoptive dad
この事件を
or her
解決するためには
parents.
君の力が必要だと思うから。
やる気満々じゃん。もちろんいくらでも手助けしちゃうよ。鳥間他のみんなと一緒にリビングに行って監視カメラの映像を確認しようよ。手がかり映ってるかもだしさ。
Do as downtown suggests and head to the first floor with the other detectives. Suddenly, sparks flash across my field of view. Everyone's corpses are suddenly before me, the very same tragedy I saw in my dream. The dead bodies, the stiffening smell or flesh at my feet, the putrid smell of death, it all seems so much closer to reality than ever. I can see the trajectory of this impending doom much more clearly now. Who's that in the top there with the cloak? because we've got Posh is the one on the right, then it's Bookworm, then I think it's Techie, I think is the bottom left one. Mystic's body wouldn't have, this isn't just a premonition like bad things are going to happen though. It's meant to be specific about where they died. And also that's not what Mystic's outfit looked like. I want to see the full body picture so I can actually like indicate whether or not I'm wrong here. I don't think it is him. Because his cloak did open up on the side. I don't know. Hold on. You know what? Let me just... It definitely couldn't be ideal. She wasn't dressed like that. Mystic. Oh, it is. Kind of is. I don't know why the bottom of his outfit is so shredded, though. It's missing a good chunk at the bottom of it. Yeah, well, I looked it up on my own. And I was not going to click on a wiki page for a game that I just started. Outcome still hasn't been avoided. If anything, this is evidence it's getting closer to occurring. Downtown's face, so joyful mere moments ago, is now a bone-chilling death mask. I want to believe this is a lie, a delusion, but Mystic has been murdered. The Duke really is inside the manor, and he intends to kill us all. My pulse quickens. It's pounding so hard it hurts. If we don't unravel... Well, okay, you're having a heart attack, but... Okay. If we don't unravel this case and find that hidden passageway soon...
無能先輩急に立ち止まったりしてどったの大丈夫
Wow.
ごめん、なんでもないよ。
Mind snaps back to reality. I smell back at downtown as she looks at me with concern, her eyes narrowing in suspicion, or confusion.
怪しい。ギャルの勘が先輩は何かを隠してるって言ってるよ。
She's sharp. Those fashionista senses are no joke. There's no way I can tell her you're all gonna die, though, so I just try to keep smiling.
ま、言いたくないなら深くは聞かないけどさ。あまり焦らなくても平気だって。この数日の間に先輩がものすごく成長してること。うちは知ってるからさ。
そうかな。
そうだよ。初めなんか死体見ただけで青ざめまくってたのに。さっきなんて他の探偵たちをまとめ上げちゃったじゃん。うちが名付けておいてあれだけどさ。早く無能から脱却できるといいね。
I don't know if she's meant to be Gary. She doesn't have that. Also, I don't know if Gary's senses would make more sense there either. Because, like... Oh, what's it? Oh, okay. Maybe it just is then. I don't know. It is kind of weird because Gary isn't fashionista. It's like a specific style, right? Yeah, Japanese fashion subculture. Yeah. Initial meaning is a Japanese slang word during the Showa era was similar to the English meaning and referred to a young woman in her late teens to 20s. I think there are male Gyarus though. That's fun. Anyways, you have downtown weak grin. Keep walking. My head throbs after seeing the denouement's vision, but I can't let that get to me. If things don't change, there'll be no avoiding what's to come.
分かっているだろうが、先ほど見えた悲劇は決して君の妄想じゃない。遠くない未来で起こる結末だよ。その事実を知るのは君しかいない。 悲劇を回避するためにも君の手でこの事件を解き明かすんだ。
はい。あんな悲劇必ず食い止めてみせます。
Also, we're going to call it because I'm really getting tired. We'll leave it before the investigation properly kicks off. Down praise my progress, but every bit of it is thanks to Holmes being at my side. What little ability I have is reliant on her, but if it'll solve the case, I'll play the role of leader and guide the detectives. This is, after all, my duty as the one who inherited Holmes' power. Actually, this might be the right spot to end it anyways, because I think this is where they're going to start. Like, they just said they're gathering. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I'll probably just... Yeah, I think so. Because we've gone for 3 hours already, and I don't want to... I'm imagining that the investigation is going to take more than like an hour or two, and I'm getting tired. I woke up at like 5 this morning, I think it ended up being, or maybe it's 6, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm getting a little bit tired. I feel like it's better to just call it here, and then next week we'll start up again with the with things being a little bit... being able to do our full investigation all at once. A mystery on tape. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, whether here for some of the stream, all of the stream, bits and pieces, all that good stuff. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to see who's live right now. Who I haven't rated recently. Got work doing. Nice. I hope your work goes well. Let me see. Thank you for the raid messages, Boppo. Have I... Oh, we might read Demi. Demi's starting a Nuzlocke in Emerald, but I think it's a modified version. Interesting. We're gonna raid out to Demi though. Yes. Thank you everybody for coming by. I hope you've enjoyed. Yes, we do have a raid message. I wasn't gonna forget. I literally was just gonna do the rest of my spiel. Oh. Yes, thank you everyone for coming by. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing some Supervive because it's gonna be the last day of the current test period, but I'm sure it'll come back later. Then on Thursday I'm not gonna be streaming because it's my dad's birthday, so I'll be hanging out with him. And then on Friday we'll be doing Persona because we're missing it on Wednesday. And then one of these days the Your Turn to Die video will be out. It'll probably be Thursday or Friday, kind of depends on how things go. Friday I think probably at the latest given the current pace of things, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna start the raid. Be sure to say hi to Demi for me. Thank you all for coming by. I hope you have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful sleep, wonderful rest, all that good stuff. And I will... Is this gonna work? It is gonna work. Okay, party. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. Hi, Fossil. Thank you for the hydration check. We're supposed to end. I'm sorry. You'll be able to say hi to Demi. That'll count. That'll be good for something. Yes, thank you for the hydration check. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye.